You're listening to Living Podcariously, bringing you real men's perspectives, unfiltered, unapologetic, and uncensored. Recorded live in the Living Podcariously studio in world-famous Cocoa Beach, Florida.
To another episode of Living Podcariously.
Oh yeah! Oh, my voice broke.
Aww.
Oh yeah!
I was gonna let you do the yeah part, like you started out as a young boy and turned into a man during it.
Yeah. Doom dum dum.
Anyway, welcome to this week in Living Podcariously. I am one of your hosts. My name is Tach, and sitting across the room, all the way over there, way the fuck over there.
Way over here. I'm Adam. I am another one of your hosts for the Twisted. Oh, damn it. For Living Podcariously.
For oh damn it, Living Podcariously.
And sitting over in the awesome leather recliner tonight instead of on the lady chaise because she's got some medical problems.
I don't have medical problems. I just broke my hip doing the wobble. Hi, this is Andrea Joy.
Hey, baby.
And sitting over there, oh, no.
No.
It's the empty chair.
Jay's out again. He's taking care of some of those teeths problem. Tooths?
I'm here with a broken hip.
Tooths, but you live here. You don't have to drive 50 minutes.
I had to walk down the stairs.
It's true.
That's a lot of work.
That was almost
2 flights of stairs.
You walking down the stairs with your busted ass hip is almost the same amount of time it takes Jay to drive here from where he lives.
Exactly.
But I guess he couldn't talk or whatever. Like, that's important.
I took muscle relaxers too. I'm talking just a little slurred.
Thank you guys for tuning in to us this week. We appreciate it. We had just leaving the studio from the Twisted 10 that we just recorded was the guys from the guys and gals from the Adjust the Mic podcast. Oh yeah.
Who's the other girl? Who are you calling a girl?
Maddie.
You said the girls. Gals.
Guys and gal.
Just because he's gonna suck dick doesn't make him a gal.
Oh. For more information on that, tune into that list from Adjust the Mic. That was a lot of fun. Those guys are awesome.
Yeah, I miss Maddie.
Do you?
Yeah.
You miss her a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit.
I miss her too.
Oh.
Do you miss her too?
She was a sweet girl. Sure, I guess I miss her, but I don't think I miss her like you miss her.
Yeah, I think I miss her differently than Andrea misses her.
I don't know. Andrea might miss her the same way.
Do you?
Do you want to go shopping and do girl stuff with her?
No, definitely not. No.
Okay.
Yeah, we want different things from Maddie.
Different levels of missing Maddie.
You want to talk trash about guys?
No,
we're different.
Hey, what if we both I don't want to date Maddie, but I don't know. Anyway, cut that out. Make me sound cooler.
That's never.
But if you and I were with her together, you could do all that cool stuff. You say cool stuff. Go shopping, talk about guys, whatever, and then I'll do the bedroom stuff.
Okay.
What, fold the sheets?
I was gonna say you'll clean
put the laundry
sheets.
away.
No.
Clean the bathroom.
Deal?
She may take you up on that.
And I think that she'd be very happy with the two of us.
She would love having her bathroom and bedroom cleaned. I'm sure of it.
By you?
No, you're doing the bedroom stuff.
Okay.
Our listeners are so confused. Maddie was the female co-host from the Adjust the Mic podcast who is sitting in here in studio with us. Yes, and Tax
I made her very uncomfortable.
Tax got a little bit of a crush, but
no,
that's all right.
You do.
That's I
really don't.
I think she's a sweet girl. She's pretty, but she's.
You think she's prettier than me?
I did. Motherfucker.
Oh boy, I've seen that before.
So anyway, they just hosted a Twisted 10, and it was Scott's list, and it's a very, very interesting top 10 list.
You know how we always say we need to bring unique list.
Absolutely.
It's not
he
a list
set
like
a new bar for the most unique list.
There is no list like that.
Agreed.
all.
They brought their whole team over here. It was Scott's list. He's the host, the main host of Adjust the Mic. It was his list. However, he brought his entire cast with him over here to help him out.
That was a great list,
to
though.
Coach him on.
Very unique.
To be his fluffer. I don't know what you would consider
Hold on just a second. I have some pussy hair on my toe.
That happens to me every week.
From Kitty.
But no, the cast, that was Scott, Maddie, Jared, and Stan, also known as Maui Wowie from their cast.
Yeah.
All 4 of those guys or 3 guys and a girl were over here. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. Speaking of the Twisted 10, Tach.
Yeah.
So as most of our listeners know, we host another show, and you hear the little plug for it during our commercial breaks as well. We host another show called The Twisted 10. It's another podcast, completely separate of Living Podcariously. However, it's the same 4 of us, usually 4 of us, Jay's out, that host that show. And then we have guests that come on and occasionally guest host our episodes. Well, last week we had a double header. We had Peter Von Taborski with Scotch and Good Conversation.
That's just fun to say.
Yeah, his name's awesome. Really cool dude. Brought a really, really cool list from the 80s. It was a throwback list, which was awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
And then our next podcast release last week was from David and Jaron with representing the flat Earth perspective. So we talked about this last week, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about this, Tach. However, that show already has over 15,000 listens, and it's only been published, as we're recording right now, it's only been published for 4 days.
Yeah,
so
it's not
for
too
us,
shabby.
that's huge. Yeah, you all right? You going through that?
Yeah,
puberty?
yeah. I'm still choked up a little bit.
From Maddie?
Yeah.
But for us, look, we're transparent about our numbers and everything. We don't mind talking to anybody who really wants to know about numbers with us on our downloads and our listens and how we reach out in the community to find new people that listen to our show. But as it stands right now, that show at just over 15,000 in 4 days is trending, and it's going to be our number 1 most listened to show out of either shows, out of Living Podcariously or The Twisted 10.
Crazy.
So yeah, that's awesome. David and Jaron, we appreciate you guys coming on and do that. If you're hearing this, it was a lot of fun. I've got lots of follow-up that I want to do with you guys. And in fact, what I'm seeking, so listen up, you science-y type people out there. Here's what I'm looking for, and that includes you, Derek, if you hear this episode. Derek was our guest that joined us for the logical, more, what's the word you want to say? The more conventional, I wouldn't say smart.
The smart to my stupid,
the conventional understanding of how
armchair scientist that I am.
of how the sciences work, and the being the globers or the round earth supporters or
the truthers.
Balls.
Yeah,
I love balls. I love my ball earth.
But the sciencey
balls that come in it.
The sciencey folks that are out there, David and Jaron from the Flat Earth Perspective gave us a challenge. On their list itself was 10 challenges for the science community as a whole for proving stuff. It was 10 different things that they want to have proven to them. And look, to be honest, these aren't all impossible to do. There are several of them on this list that are very, very reasonably provable, either by science experiments that have already been done, and we just have to find them, or by simple experiments that we can possibly have assistance with. So if you want to take on a challenge and get heard, and we'll promote whatever the hell you want to promote. So if you're a science kind of guy or girl and you can prove one of those top 10 that they challenged, then let us know. Come on the air with us, a phone call, or just shoot us an email or something, and we can get you in there. We'll promote whatever you want to promote. So check out that episode, listen to it, see what you think, and see if it's something you want to take on.
How come it's hotter at the equator then, and the different parts, and it's colder if it's flat? I mean, why, if the sun's going around all of us like that, why are some parts colder and hotter? Because the Chiquita banana ladies on the equator, it's warm.
On a flat Earth model or on a round Earth model?
Flat.
I can't answer that. That's a David and Jaron question.
Yeah.
I cannot answer that. I am not a flat earther. I do not represent NASA when I say that.
Because you like balls.
But I love my globe, yes. I love my globe Earth. But
it's pretty.
And we've got the biggest balls of them all.
My balls are always bouncing from the left and to the right.
Jay, I need you in studio to help me, buddy. I don't know what's going on.
It's fucking AC/DC,
you
man.
Know that song?
I don't know. No clue.
Really?
Big balls.
Oh my gosh, we're playing that on the break.
Because they're referring to like a ball, like a dance, but the way it's written.
He's got big
it's
balls.
Talking about balls.
He's got big balls.
Tach,
But we've got the biggest balls
of them all.
Tach, you brought up something very interesting there, and I want to touch on this.
Oh, you want to touch
Dance.
my balls?
You said dance.
I did say dance. You like my Segu?
That was a fantastic Segu, John. That's for you. Andrea, what did we do Saturday? Give our listeners a little bit of a recap on Saturday before you get to your issue.
It was the second annual 2000. Well, I guess it's not the second annual 2017,
Right.
but it was the second annual hair and fashion show.
Space Coast Hair and Fashion Show.
Thank you.
It wasn't called that last year.
So this is the first annual.
It was Benjamin Kyle's thing. His salon hosts this fashion show. This is the second year, and this year he invited 2 other salons that also joined in on that. And all the proceeds went to the Humane Society. So first it was the hair show. So Brent Allen's salon went up there, and me and 3 other people, we did hair on stage. So it was 6 minutes. I had to do a bridal updo on the stage. And
Did you have to pick up the girl and then take her to the table?
Yes.
Make sure she didn't fall?
No.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
What? What are you talking
These
about?
cake challenges where they have a time thing where they have to, and then once they make these, they have to carry them to the table. And if they fall,
she got to walk
they're
after.
fucking done.
I took off her cape and she was done. I was done with it.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
But I've been working on her for 2 weeks because we did their color and stuff for him. But anyway,
you say practice.
so
You're
my
like,
hair-
time me, go. And you
I
just-
did it on a mannequin one time.
Okay.
It was a mess. And I mean, I was like working as fast as I
You
could.
look like what's this guy's name with the?
Edward Scissorhands.
Thank you.
Yes, like that.
Right.
But there were models that were there that were getting ready hours before the show's hair was done. They were just modeling the clothes and the fashion part.
And who was your model?
My model was Kendall Daughtery.
Yep, that's
Who's
Tach.
that?
That's my stepdaughter
Oh, that's right.
from
That's
my
right.
marriage with my ex-wife, also formerly on
Well,
the
that's
podcast.
obvious.
Yes.
Well, it wasn't my actual daughter, so it's weird. You can't really. And Andrea said this best when I first met her. You don't ever really divorce kids. So I did.
You're preaching to the choir here. I have 2 daughters.
Yeah, I
that
guess
aren't
that's a good point.
biologically mine, but yeah.
So anyway, her hair looked better than the other ones.
Yeah.
And I only had 6 minutes to do it.
Yeah, they
So
did.
is it a competition or?
No.
Oh.
It was just
I
a show
know
off.
I did better.
All that they were doing from Brent Allen Salon was showing off their capability of doing wedding updos, and that was kind of their specialty. So they had all 4 of their models in their up with wedding gowns, and each gown was themed. So one was a beach girl, like Andrew was saying, one was a princess bride, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Guess which one I had?
Princess Bride.
How'd you know?
Because I love
Yeah.
that movie.
Yeah, Kendall had the princess dress, and I'll tell you, look, she is my stepdaughter. I absolutely love her like a daughter, and I'll be goddamned if that crowd didn't applaud for her louder than anybody else that came up there, but they did.
That was
Nice.
for me too.
Yeah, and for you, of course. But
I
when
picked
Kendall,
out the dress, did her makeup, did her hair color, did her haircut, did her extensions, and did her updo. And did her fake eyelashes.
That deserves a few bell
Yeah.
rings right there. Good job, Andrea.
when
And her
Andrea,
nails.
I have the video of it too, Tach.
Shellacked them.
When Andrea took the cape off of her,
Yeah.
after doing the updo, Andrea did like a snap of the cape, like pow. She
like a matador.
Yes, it was very
Nice.
matadorish. Yes, 100%.
I think
And
it's
then
matadorish. I think
Kendall stood up, and this dress was as tall as she is, but it was wide. It was gigantic.
It was a ball gown.
It looked awesome, and she
Gotcha.
walked out on stage and did her thing, and the crowd was clapping, and she did her little whatever.
she
did
do
the
the
model
walk thing?
She did the model wave like
no,
this.
that's not the model. That's the Disney princess wave.
Oh, she did the Disney princess wave. Okay,
Well, it's a princess wave. It's a royalty wave.
Yes.
but she got a big hit.
Do you know why they do the wave like that?
No,
It's because of pictures. When people take tons of pictures, you don't want pictures of the hands like this or like this or like that from the different like waving like that. Otherwise, you get pictures of them doing this weird stuff.
oh okay.
So they do like this, and so all the pictures look like this.
That makes a lot of sense for listeners.
Yes, this is great for podcasts.
Good job there, Tach. way to draw a picture for an audience member.
But actually, it's more like this. Hold on, let me adjust my arm a little bit.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
That is it.
Perfect.
Now
That's
he's just
perfect.
not moving.
Yeah.
That
You
is
have to-
beautiful.
you have
I
to
would
lift
think you
your
were
leg.
just a princess.
Yeah, but if I lift my leg like this,
Perfect. Pretty princess.
thank you.
Love it.
I do
Your crinolin's showing.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
So
That's part of it too.
The funniest part, and I love Ben. Ben hosted this. It was his gig.
Right.
I love Ben to death. He's a cool guy. He's very talented in what he does. He's got a great, successful salon there in Cocoa Village.
Handsome dude. Just saying.
Unbelievably handsome guy. Yes, he
Yeah.
is.
Just like
he
a
is
Ken
a
doll.
stud. Yes,
Yeah.
he is a Ken doll. But this was for the Humane Society. What is the Humane Society, Tach?
The Humane Society is a society where, I don't know, something about treating animals well.
Okay, sure. Just right there. Just those 3 words. Treating animals well. I love Ben to death, but my God, he had on a jacket that looked like it was made of pure baby alligator. I mean, it was
a shelter. It's a no-kill shelter in Coco.
I understand, but it's still about animals, and his jacket was about the most anti-animal thing in that room.
Was he wearing like a mink around?
That was a family heirloom.
It looked good. Don't get me wrong.
It was a family heirloom.
I would have pimped it too. Why are you attaching your hair to the mic?
That way she's always at the right distance.
I guess that's a good point.
Trust me, if I could have done that with Eric Snyder on Taint Funny, I would have.
Can you plug Taint Funny? Doesn't even really.
It's still out there to listen to.
Is it a thing anymore?
I still get downloads every month.
Do you really?
Ooh.
Yes, sir. And I still get views on the Facebook page or friends that like it.
So I shouldn't
tell
people you're paying me to download this?
So after the hair and fashion show were over, they did the models runway walk for all the different styles and all the different people that had product that they wanted to show off. After that was all done, they turned the giant catwalk into a dance floor. And
nice.
They actually had dancers there that evening too. So they had people that were performing.
Strippers?
No. Just regular dancers. They could have been strippers. I have no idea. But they turned it into just a giant club. So people got up on the stage and danced. The DJ was playing good music. There was a cash bar there. It was a lot of fun. It was really, really cool.
Yeah.
Until something happened.
What happened?
Andrea, why don't you go into it? I don't know. It took you 30 minutes to walk downstairs. So why don't you tell what happened?
Well, I did lots of the other line dances, and then I got up to do the wobble, which is one of my other favorites. Wobble. And it was like almost the end of the song, and I'm getting all into it. My other friends wussed out, and they were too tired and got down. Like, I'm still rocking it. I don't care. So I'm up there, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby. And I hear this noise in my head. I'm like, I'm like, I'll just keep going. It'll be fine. Maybe and I was barefoot.
Heard a noise.
So I heard a pop. Yeah, it was like a crack pop. I don't know if I just felt it or heard it, but like within my body, I knew something popped in my hip. And I was barefoot too, so it wasn't even the hills.
But it wasn't
your
your ass popping though, right?
Nope. It was the front part, not the back part.
Oh, that's not a good way to pop.
So then I started to kind of keep dancing. I'm like, no, this isn't happening. So I wobbled off the stage, and I get it.
You wobbled off the stage.
Hi-oh.
And that was 2 days ago, and I still can't walk without it feeling like a knife is stabbing me in the hip.
Oh, no.
You know, she really hurt something. I've been trying. She's stubborn as fuck, so I can't get her to go to the doctors to get it checked out.
I don't have insurance. I'm not going to pay all that money for them to say just take some Tylenol.
Yeah, in that place. So either you go to the doctors and say, yeah, you tore a ligament, take it easy, or they're going to say your hip is completely broken. We need to do surgery now. It's either really bad or she can't do anything about it anyway. So it's either going to be one or the other.
I can't afford either. So
if it goes on for another couple of days like this, though, seriously, where she still can't move, then she's going to. We're taking her in. There's just no question.
You can't make me.
Yeah, if you have something that's legitimately that broken on you, then yes, you need to get it checked out.
I wouldn't be able to walk at all.
Yeah, you'd be really surprised what you can do with a broken hip because you might have really legitimately broken something. Even if it popped out of the socket and popped back in, you may have done some damage to labrum or some sort of connecting
for
tissue.
Old ladies.
No, that's an accident. Shit like that happens.
Old ladies break their hip.
Andrea broke her hip
while they're dancing
Young
on
people do
stage.
too. Oh wait, they're usually in a car accident. Sorry.
Not while they're just trying to dance with the youngins.
I can keep up with you. Let me see a wobble. But see me wobble up the stage.
All right, we got some more stuff planned for you guys tonight. We're going to take a break here in studio real quick. And then,
you won't believe what I got coming up, buddy. Oh, man. This is my teaser.
All right, I was letting you tease.
I did.
You cock
I'm all done.
All right, we're going to take a break, and we will be right back. Listen to a little bit of DJ Gil Lugo.
And thank you, Gil Lugo, for making us the most wonderful, beautiful mix of wedding music that was played at the fashion show. It was really awesome.
You plugged that last week, though.
Our music was the best of anyone else's.
Yeah, we did play. I played all 5 minutes of it, but I spread it out over a couple different spots in the episode last week. So if you heard the love and marriage, when it starts off like that while we're talking, that's the beginning of Gil's mix. So
you should add a little of that with my video of just me when I do her hair. Put it on our page if anyone wants to.
I'll get it to Tach, and maybe Tach can work some post-production magic.
Yeah, make me look skinny.
All right, on that, we'll be right back.
Magic.
Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. Yeah. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. Yeah. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. Yeah. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. Yeah.
Village Idiot Pub. You locals know about it. You guys from out of town have to check them out.
Village Idiot Pub is now a proud sponsor with Living Podcariously and the Twisted 10 podcasts.
It's more than just about commercials, though. The cast here will be taking our show on the road to Village Idiot to record some episodes as well as hold events. They have over 30 beers on tap, including ciders and Hefeweizen, my favorite, as well as hundreds of bottle choices.
Adam, you forgot my favorite, all the delicious wine. So get your friends together and enjoy the board games, puzzles, and the giant Jenga.
Let the owner, Jason, as well as the rest of the staff there, take excellent care of your beer drinking needs.
Mention either one of our shows to the staff and get 10% off your tab.
Tuesday is open mic, Wednesday is trivia, Thursday is karaoke, Friday and Saturday night are live music.
Visit them at 4 Harrison Street, Suite 103, Cocoa, Florida, or Village Idiot Pub on Facebook. And don't forget, they are a dog-friendly location, so bring your friends, family, and fur babies.
Hey, it's Adam. If you enjoyed the content or the cast of Living Podcariously, be sure to check out the other show we produce. It's called The Twisted 10. Each week, a host or a guest host takes over the show and brings their own unique and original top 10 list to the show. Here's a few examples. Top 10 crazy religious practices. Top 10 sexual fetishes. Twisted Guinness World Records. Top 10 possible human extinction events. And my personal favorite, top 10 best or worst infomercial products. As you can see, the content is all over the place for the show. However, it is a lot of fun to produce, and we hope you like it. As always, thanks for listening. Welcome back to another episode of Living Podcariously. I don't know why I went that low. All right, so a bunch of podcasts in Central Florida have been talking about this, and I think this is the last week for voting on this. A lot of them in the podcast mafia are nominated for this. Orlando Weekly is, and we didn't really push it this year, just because, number one, we're not in Orlando, but number two, I know so many others that are in Orlando are really pushing hard for this, and I didn't want to compete. So Orlando Weekly is a publication out of Orlando, and they have the best of awards every single year. One of those categories happens to be podcasts, plus a bunch of other little ones. Like they've got
How do you get a nomination?
Your listeners send in an email or fill out a form and nominate you under what category you should fall under.
That's all they have to do?
Yeah, that's it. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Just nominate who you want to have on the ballot. If enough nominations come in, they make the ballot. I think each ballot has 10 people on it, I think. Mm-hmm. But whatever, it's a bunch of different categories. And there's podcasts. Burn It Down crew, the Burn It Down podcast down here is one of the nominations for Best Podcast.
That's cool.
Of course, Tom and Dan are. And we all know Tom and Dan will most likely win this.
Yeah, so we're shooting for second.
Yeah, it's not us. We didn't enter.
Well, I know. I meant, if you're in it, you're shooting for
Fish
second.
Nerds.
Right. I never pushed us to. No, they're Fish Nerds are New Hampshire, baby. They're no Scotch and Good Conversation are in it. I don't remember all the nominees. I don't know if O&O was. I think What's the Fuss podcast was nominated. That's the guys that were here a couple weeks ago.
You're picking ones from here.
But anyway, so. I didn't push our listeners for that. I didn't even bring it up. I never wrote it down in any of our show notes that we prepare for, just because I don't want to. I really just didn't think that represented Brevard County podcasts very well,
right?
Because it's Best of Orlando, and we're not Orlando. We are East Coast. Not to say the Burn It Down guys shouldn't, because the Burn It Down guys have. I mean, they do a ton of stuff in Orlando. They go to events out there all the time. They intermingle with those people, so it's different for them over here. Even though they're over here on Brevard County with us, they're really intermingled inside the Orlando scene. Yep. So it makes sense for them. Didn't for us, not in my opinion anyway. So I said, okay, well, Orlando Weekly is a publication out of Orlando. I wonder if the Brevard County publications have anything like this. So Sure enough, local Florida local East Coast Florida newspaper called the Florida Today, big paper, has a Best of Brevard. They have the same thing.
Oh, well, there you go.
But fuck that. For each nomination, they want you to pay a giant ad package just to get your name on the nominations group.
So you're not getting nominated.
No, fuck that. I am not spending Dichotomy Media money to get us
To nominate yourself.
to nominate ourselves for an award that we would also still have to buy the award if we were to win. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Look, I love Florida Today. The woman I talked to today, very friendly, very, very courteous, very nice, but fuck that system because I'm not going to pay to get us into a category of nominations. I'm sorry, Florida Today. This isn't slandering your newspaper or your site because you guys are great.
But it's just not a best of Brevard. I mean, the best of Brevard should be Brevard people who are living and doing and listening or whatever it is,
correct.
Enjoying those. They pick their favorite, and then it's voted from that. It shouldn't be anything. If they want to charge for an award or whatever,
right,
or an ad package later.
I concur.
Sure. Yeah, I agree. Because I don't mind paying for the plaque if we ended up winning something. I got it. I don't even mind paying if there's an awards dinner and we had to pay for our own plates. Okay, I got that too. Whatever the hell, that's fine. Just to get nominated, it's hundreds and hundreds.
So it's not a best of Brevard. It's the people who can pay in Brevard.
The richest of Brevard. Yeah. Yes. Florida Today presents the richest of Brevard. Florida Today, please don't sue us. Just our opinions. That's it. Our opinions do not reflect those of Village Idiot Pub or of the Salty Fox, who are two of our main sponsors.
So that's it. Then there's nothing for us to do.
Well, so correct. There's another publication. There's another couple of publications in Brevard County that are very widely accepted. I called one of them and asked them a little bit about it. And in 2018, they are in fact doing something.
Oh, nice.
And it is not going to cost the nominees anything.
Oh, that's
in
smart.
fact, everything they're going to do is going to be for free for the nominees.
Oh,
it's for the people.
Yes, exactly. So look for more information on that later. And we're going to call for some listener participation if you enjoy listening to our shows.
So get your typing fingers ready, folks.
That's right. We're going to need some nominations.
Mouth hugs for all.
Indeed.
For every nomination,
wait.
Tach gives a mouth hug.
No, from their own person.
Yes, because we're not allowed to bribe for votes.
No,
fuck that. We can bribe. Who says
they'll
that?
They'll just be so excited they nominate us. They'll just get mouth hugs at home with their own significant other.
Look, I just voted for living vicariously.
Mouth hugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not bashing Florida Today. Their product is great. I'm not going to pay money to get nominated.
How much?
I won't go into the details on the podcast. I'll tell you later.
Just one number.
The minimum package was over $700, and that did not include anything.
And the most.
2,200, 2,400, something like that.
$2,400 for a nomination.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I've got it. If you guys want to see it,
so if I pay $5,000, do I win?
You just win. Yes, you just win. Yeah.
All of the categories.
Yes,
nice.
Everything across the board.
$12 million.
Yeah, I was not too impressed.
Andrea Joy's the best of Brevard. Just it. I'm just the whole thing.
I'm gonna create. If I have to pay that much money, I'm gonna create my own category. Andrea Joy, best mouth hugs in Brevard.
Yay!
You like that?
No, well, you got to pay for it.
Oh,
I'll pay for it.
Doing mouth hugs.
Can I barter?
So there's something cool that's about to happen. We talked with Derek about this a little bit when he was down here for our Twisted 10 that he sat in on with us. There's a solar eclipse coming, Tach.
I saw that. That's pretty exciting.
This is kind of cool. So this is really fun for me. I'm not a flat earther. I believe that there is a spherical moon and the spherical sun, 340 million miles or however the fuck far away it is, that does cast its shadow on the globe Earth. I fully believe that.
I like balls too.
Those are fun.
Mm-hmm.
This one is going to happen from, so it's August 21st. It's going to begin in Oregon. That's where the first full eclipse will start to cast the shadow sometime in the morning. I don't know exactly the times. And it's going to move across the entire nation, kind of in a kind of a cosine pattern, Tach, if you can imagine your trig from high school.
Sure, yeah, because I took it.
I didn't take trig.
I didn't either.
It's going to exit. Of course, I guess it doesn't exit, but it's going to stop casting the shadow on the U.S. It'll come out around South Carolina. We're still going to see it down here in Central Florida quite a bit. It's going to be like 90% still blocked for us. So we're for sure going to see the solar eclipse as long as there's no cloud cover. Then it'll just look like a really, really dark day.
No cloud cover. And
well, it's not
what
really
time?
as dark as you think it is.
For us, it'll be early afternoon for us.
So when it's going to storm and rain and be covered in clouds.
Yes, exactly. Yep, that's about right. But I pulled up something that was kind of cool. So I've always believed.
So what's special about this one?
What?
Oh, go ahead.
This eclipse?
Mm-hmm.
This is the first full. This is the first full eclipse that the U.S. has seen since, I think, 97, but that was in Hawaii. Prior to that, for the continental United States, I think the last solar eclipse was my birth year, Tach, 1979. Since the continental U.S. has seen a full solar, not lunar, full solar eclipse.
I've seen a solar eclipse.
I've seen a solar eclipse. I was at school and they took us all outside and we put these weird glasses on.
That's what we did.
Partial solar eclipse is possible. Look it up. Pull
it was,
it
was in the
pretty
80s.
cool.
Did you live in Florida then?
No, I was in Oklahoma. It was freaking awesome.
Well, Oklahoma. Yeah, look up when there was the last full solar eclipse to hit the U.S. I'm pretty sure it's 1979.
I thought it was like 87, maybe.
Okay, so looking on here, solar eclipse, total solar eclipse. The last one says, I'm starting back to where we talked about, and moving forward. So it says total solar eclipse, February 26, 1979.
Oh yeah.
You weren't born then.
It also says solar eclipse of July 11th, 1991.
Is that total or partial?
That's total.
What's that?
Another
For the
one,
U.S. or no? That was for Hawaii.
That's in 86.
It doesn't give me where,
Yeah,
unless I
that's
click on it, it might give me more.
I knew it was
info.
like in the 90s. There's one in Hawaii.
Solar eclipse of February 26, 1998 total. These are only totals that I'm reading. Yeah, it's mostly seen like in Central America, stuff like that. That last one, 98.
There was
part of the
something
Keys might have
when
got
I was
it.
at Grand Avenue Elementary School. We went out and watched
91 was the last for the U.S.
91 was?
July 11th, 1991. The center of it hit like around in Mexico.
That would not have hit us then. If the center of it was in
Shows a whole
Mexico,
map.
I was in fourth.
if the center of the eclipse is 60 miles, all right? So to have a total eclipse, it's only a 60-mile radius. Total.
Could have been at Lincoln.
Says
Beyond that, you go out with percentages of non-total. So basically, you've got partials past that 60-mile swath of land that is covering.
It got pretty dark.
Yeah, it will get dark for sure, but the total eclipse is only a 60-mile swath that cuts through the area where it's
How do you know? You weren't born yet.
projected.
in
What?
98.
The one you were saying in February.
Oh,
You weren't there. You don't know?
I don't know. Would need
How
to
did the
do more
flat
research
earthers
on this.
explain that? How did
they
they
have an
explain
answer
it?
for eclipses.
What happens in the eclipse?
I don't know. They have it though. They have. It was such a
Call
ridiculous.
'em. No, I'm just,
In the past, when total eclipses have occurred, it's ironic, but there are also strange natural phenomena that happen around the world. For example, do you remember the Christmas Day tsunamis in that happened out in Indonesia, like the ones that hit Thailand back in 2004?
I know you're a big tsunami guy, so
I have a weird fascination with watching. Now, I do not like the devastation that it causes. Do not get me wrong. 220,000 people dead is a catastrophe. However, I'm amazed at the sheer force of nature. I think that is, for whatever reason, it fascinates me. I'll watch every video on tsunamis that are out there. Hurricanes, meh. It's okay, not so much. I love tsunamis, and I love especially ocean earthquakes that are driven tsunamis.
Much more concentrated than it is for like a hurricane.
Sure.
It's concentrated, like, I won't say evil, but concentrated nature, just showing like humanity that, you know, I could fuck all of you up, right?
Yep.
Like, yeah.
There are weird occurrences in history. Scientists have proven that it's coincidental that these natural disasters do happen during an eclipse or as a result of the eclipse. Now, there is technically a gravitational change that happens to the Earth during an eclipse, but it's so fractionally different that even though it triples the percentage of a chance to have some kind of natural disaster or an earthquake occur from a eclipse, even though it's tripled, that's still a fraction, like 1/100% of a chance that it would actually do anything. So it's still very, very, very low. So science says, no, there's no chance that these things occur. Coincidental type of occurrences have happened, and it's very, very eerie. But what I found I wanted to bring is 8 myths people still believe around the world regarding eclipses.
Okay.
When is this eclipse?
August 21st. 3 weeks?
What? Oh, in the afternoon.
2 weeks. 2 weeks away. Yeah. Morning to early afternoon for us here. All right. So here we go. Number 1, in Vietnam, people believe that a giant frog was devouring the sun, while in ancient China, people thought hungry celestial dragon was responsible. In Europe, the Viking blamed wolves for consuming the sun. So all these different cultures around the world still have some sort of belief.
How are all these animals getting the sun in their mouth?
And the flat earthers believe that the turtle is pooping. So I don't know.
Oh, goodness. All right, number 2, according to ancient Hindu mythology, the demon Rahu, R-A-H-U, Rahu,
Bless you.
is beheaded by the supreme deity Vishnu for drinking the nectar of the gods. His head flies across the sky and swallows the sun.
That's disgusting.
But, well, he swallowed it, so what are you supposed to do with it when you swallow it?
He spits it back out.
To scare Rahu away, it was common practice for people to bang pots and pans, make loud noises during an eclipse to scare the demon away.
And then the sun came back.
And then the sun came back. He spit it out. Bleh. I don't want this sun anymore. Bleh.
Blah.
This is believed right now in these parts of the world. All right, number 3.
Well, I'm glad they still do it, because what if it was true?
Korean folklore tells of the sun being stolen by mythical dogs.
Oliver.
That checks out.
Number 4, the ancient Greeks, this is ancient Greeks, believed a solar eclipse was a sign the gods were angry and that it heralded disasters and destruction. So kind of leaning towards the modern day.
Here's what I don't understand. Okay, like I've seen a solar eclipse before. They don't last very long.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, no, not very long at all.
Like just a couple minutes.
It's just like goes over.
Yeah, it's just for a few minutes. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's somebody. How could you go on like, what is happening? Like, I know it looks weird and eerie. I got that, but like, it doesn't last long enough to like develop a whole story.
You have the mind of a educated person.
I suppose.
So there's a huge difference between you and ancient Greeks,
I gotcha.
or people that are uneducated around the world right now too. That's
But I
potentially the
mean,
same
once
thing.
it keeps happening and the same thing happens, you would notice it was some kind of rotation of something.
No, this happened before. I've seen this.
There was
it's
a
fine.
moon still and a sun.
Yeah.
All those things were still there.
I almost would love to have David and Jaron from the Flat Earth Group available where we could just call them randomly during our show and ask them, hey, what do you guys take on this? What's the Flat Earth belief of what this is?
Mm-hmm.
There could be anything. All right, anyway.
Yeah.
Number 5. This one's going to be hard. Forgive me. The Badamaliba.
Bippity-boppity-boo.
Number 5. The Badamaliba. God damn it. Number 5. The Badamaliba people from Benin and Togo in West Africa have a legend that during an eclipse, the sun and moon are fighting. The only way to stop the conflict, they believe, is for people on Earth to settle their differences.
Well, that's nice.
You said West Africa, right? Because when I took Alyssa to get her shots today, it asked if I knew anyone who had been in West Africa in the last 21 days.
Do you know anybody?
I bet it's because of this eclipse thing.
Do you know anybody from Benin or Togo?
That it's because of this eclipse.
I bet it is.
I said no, so I mean I was safe. We got to go ahead and get the shots.
That's good.
Do you think there's a girl in Benin that says to her dog named Togo, we're not in Benin anymore? Dorothy, Toto. All right.
So the next one.
Number 6. Among modern superstitions is the belief that the solar eclipse can be a danger to pregnant women or unborn children. In some cultures, young children and expectant mothers are asked to stay indoors during an eclipse. This happens right now. Central and South America do this a
I
lot.
like how that was
I
described.
want to have
3
a
different
baby. I
ways.
can't watch it now.
What the heck?
It was described pregnant women in 3 different ways. Pregnant women, unborn children, and women that are expecting.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
I
I
was
did.
like, what the fuck? All 3 of those types?
That's a good point. In number 7, in parts of India, people still fast during solar eclipses because they fear that any food cooked during the event will be poisoned.
Last time I watched it, I definitely fasted too for those 8 minutes.
Something tells me that people in India should be worried about their food being poisoned anyway. All right, number 8. A few superstitions offer a positive slant on eclipses, Tach. In Italy, Andrea.
I'm not Italian.
Some believe that God damn it. In Italy, some believe that flowers planted during a solar eclipse will be brighter and more colorful than any other time.
I want to do that one. That sounds fun.
Get planting as soon as the eclipse is here. So you got to start planting something.
Okay. Babies.
So, that is my... Ooh. Get conceived during an eclipse?
Yeah.
Do we have to name our child Damien?
No. But you'd have to fuck outside.
Of course, up on the deck.
Well, of course you fuck on the dick. That's what it's there for.
The dick and the deck.
And to commemorate it, I will film all of it.
Sweet.
Okay,
I need you to get
so
those
we can
weird
show.
angles.
Yeah.
This is going to be beautiful.
So is that it?
That's my
That was
my 8 myths.
great list, wasn't it?
8
Andrea?
eclipse myths.
Yes. I was just picturing me planting a flower while you're planting a flower. Like I could be on my stomach, like with the flower pot here, like
Stomach.
planting.
Damn, hands and knees.
And then you'll be behind me.
Stomach, you get all dirty. Hands and knees.
Well, I need my hands to plant the flower.
It's true.
All right, we'll work on it.
Okay.
We'll get back to you on that one, Tach.
Cool. All right.
All right, so there you go. You heard all about the myths around the world for solar eclipses. Keep your calendars marked for August 21st, especially if you're in the from Oregon to South Carolina path, somewhere through there. And take a look. It's going to be a fun day. All right, we're going to take a break in studio. We will be right back.
Hey, Tach, you ever have that conversation with your girl about where to eat dinner and it always turns into that back and forth? I don't know, you pick.
Yeah, every once in a while, yeah.
Yeah, well, I've got an answer for you next time that comes up.
Oh, yeah? Where at?
The Salty Fox in Melbourne off of Oak Alley Boulevard.
Oh, nice. You know, I've actually been there, and the food was pretty awesome.
Hell yeah, it was. They offer a great selection of paninis, shareable appetizers, soups and salads, and one of the best desserts I've ever had, the Funky Monkey.
Oh, yeah. My favorite was the vintage options. They got this meal called ramen noodle on crack. You just got to try it out.
Done. That's definitely what I'm getting next time.
Put the fun between your legs at the Salty Fox every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. with the Oak Alley Arts District Bike Crawl.
It's a 4-mile bicycle ride down Pineapple Avenue with stops for food and beer all along the route. Be sure to visit the Salty Fox every Sunday for brunch from 11 to 4.
Hey, isn't that the $10 bottomless mimosas brunch?
Sure is. Enjoy your brunch while the Salty Fox's DJ spins throwbacks and top 40 hits.
Salty Fox is located in the downtown Oak Alley Art District on Oak Alley Boulevard.
Check them out on Facebook at facebook.com/saltyfoxmelbourne or online at thesaltyfox.net.
Hey listeners, be sure to mention you heard about the Salty Fox on our show and you'll get 10% off your meals.
Hey Coco, have you ever heard of 1K Away?
Well, it sounds like one of them groups that I hang out with every Thursday.
Gosh, no. It's out of Sanford, Florida. It's a podcast by these two guys. They have no clue what they're doing, but you know what? It sounds awesome.
They let blackanees like you into it?
Oh, so many things to address there. But no, if you go to Google, just type in 1K Away. And if you go to Facebook, type in 1K Away. You'll find it.
What the fuck is a Google?
Oh, my God.
DJ Gil Lugo.
I licked your balls? Welcome back to Living Podcariously.
It's a long tongue.
And so, yeah. So
Tach,
here we are, Living Podcast.
What would you call it if you had nuts on your chest?
Chestnuts?
Right. What would you call it if you had nuts on your arm? Arm nuts?
I was going to say arm nuts?
What would you call it if you had nuts on your chin?
Fucking Tuesday night.
A dick in your mouth.
Oh, yay.
As Jay would say, I'm dad, and those are my jokes.
Indeed. So, okay. So I found this list that I thought was quite interesting. And as everybody knows, I'm single now. Again. And so...
You're single now?
Yeah, I'm single. I don't have a girlfriend.
Maddie, you hear that?
Right?
Or Callie?
Call me.
Yeah, that's right. Or Callie. Yeah, Callie doesn't listen, though. Maddie, I think, does.
We'll see. All right.
Maddie, Callie.
So-
You need more names with eyes at the end of it.
Mandy?
It sucks when you get talked over. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
What? So you guys, I have the story.
All right. So, Andrea, I need your assistance
Okay.
with this
I'll go
list.
I like to
vapors.
help.
And of course,
I'll go vapor.
No. Adam, I need your input too.
Oh, okay.
So, because since you did snag the babiest of babes, right?
The what?
The baby's the babes.
Am I dating a fucking toddler? What's going on here?
What's a podcast?
Oh, that makes more sense.
All right. So maybe I could use some help here. Because,
Okay.
I need to make myself more attractive. So anyway, I found this list. It's the 24 easy little things dudes can do to instantly become hotter.
Oh, nice. Sock in the
Ooh.
underwear. I know these. Yeah, I
Turn
know
off
these.
the air conditioner.
Funny. I get it. Doops. All right. So I'm just going to read it. There's like just a quick sentence, and then it does have more, but I'll read them if we need to.
All right.
Okay. So number one says, I don't think these are in any particular order, but it does say iron or steam your clothes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Well pressed.
And a
outfits look good.
huge thing is when you wash your clothes, if you don't dry them right away and they dry, they have that like old smell, that mildewy
Yeah,
smell.
that's called mildew. Yes.
And then you just dry it then. It smells so bad and you can smell it from a mile away and a girl will not come near you with 1,000-foot pole.
Gotcha.
Rewash your clothes in really hot water. Get rid of that smell. Wash them 5 times.
Oh, there's a
1,000-foot pole reminds me of something. Hang on, Tach. Can I interrupt just for a second?
Sure.
1,000-foot
why
pole.
not?
So, all right. So, with our podcast, The Twisted 10, I've been doing a lot of research on the flat Earth stuff just in preparation for that episode.
Yeah.
Do you know the defense that is given for falsifying the law of the speed of light, the law of conservation of energy that includes the relativity of the speed of light? Do you know what I'm referring to? Nothing can travel faster than the speed of light,
Right.
basically.
Yeah.
That's your infinite plane.
Yeah.
Do you know the defense the flat Earth folks, and I'm not knocking anybody here, I'm just giving this example because this is what they gave.
Mhm.
I want you to imagine the Earth as we know it and the sun as we know it are 340 million miles or whatever the distance is apart. Then I want you to imagine if you had a piece of rebar, okay? And let's just imagine that you, however many miles you had to go, you welded another piece of rebar together. So you made one continuous piece of rebar from us to the surface of the sun.
Okay.
All right. So you get a really long fucking piece of rebar. Well, we know that it takes light 8 minutes to reach us from the sun.
Right.
All right. So the distance that it has to travel, speed of light, takes 8 minutes. So if the sun blew up right now, we wouldn't know about it for 8 minutes.
Right.
Also, we wouldn't be affected gravitationally for 8 minutes. So their defense, wrap all this story up, is if you had that piece of rebar or metal rod or whatever the fuck you want to have that's theoretically as long as that distance is, if I pushed on it from this end at the same time on the other end, it would move, technically making it faster than the speed of light.
Could the people in the space station tell us that the sun blew up so we would know for that 8 minutes at least?
The space station is only 240 miles up.
It could
It's
be a
not,
difference of like a second or two.
not even that.
They
Yeah.
wouldn't see it happen.
No.
Now I'm really worried about
anyway.
the sun.
It's going to be all right.
Yeah, it'll be okay.
Number 2, it says, ditch the boxers. Let me read this one because I don't know what they mean exactly. It says, boxer briefs are more stylish and offer your junk support, unlike boxers. Opt for a classier boxer brief, or if you're really feeling free, try a brief. Boxer briefs tend to tend to not bunch up as much as regular boxers.
He sounds like a commercial for Hanes.
And you won't get that dreaded moose knuckle. So boxer brief, I already wear the boxer briefs. So
What's a guy moose knuckle?
I don't know. It's when your balls get split, I guess. I don't know.
Technically that's when the balls go opposite ways. Or what could also happen is a dick would go one way and the balls would go another. So you've got this weird
and then
mess.
the fabric will get all stuck up.
Yeah, you get this weird mess of just man junk kind of all mushed together. I got my junk grabbed by another girl this past weekend, Tach, and it wasn't Andrea.
No? Who was it?
I won't say her name on the podcast. Andrea knows who it is, though.
All right.
She told me right away.
Yeah.
He was excited.
All right, number 3 says... says, find a good tailor.
Like Liz?
Oh, yeah, so your clothes fit ya?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty important.
I've never really done that.
I guess, the subject is to make yourself hotter.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I guess if you want to step up and do something to make yourself more presentable, then yes, getting a good tailor would definitely be something
I'll agree with
to
that.
do.
But you need to find one that's relatively inexpensive. That's the only problem, because that could get really expensive really quick.
I definitely do that because like my jeans, like see how they get frayed at the backs because I walk on them.
You don't need to go tailor your t-shirts or anything.
No. Your number 4 sounds like it's kind of the same thing. So number 4 says, make sure all your clothes fit.
Yeah, same thing.
Wouldn't that be? Yeah, that's kind of a waste.
Well, no, that could technically be a caveat to don't wear jeans that hang below your fucking ass.
I know, it's like when your socks are too big, you know, and they're just like hanging off the toes. That's weird.
Now, I think they're referring to something more along the lines of make sure the clothes that you do buy for yourself are not like gigantic Jinko jeans or something like that. Gotcha. Clothes fitting is fitting by the taste of the standards.
But if they're ball gown with Jinko jeans.
The next one says, number 5, slim down your jeans.
Skinny jeans.
Let's hear them out. Your jeans don't have to be skin tight or even remotely skinny, but at least try to slim them down a bit. If you normally wear a boot cut or a wider baggy style, start by trying out straight cut. There's a lot of like dashes.
Yeah, no, that's all about the sex appeal for men. Yes, the women want to see more of your shape. They don't want to see just big old huge baggy jeans.
And you want to see the butt some. The stupid baggy butt's stupid. You just don't have to be like tight. But
I got the baggy jeans, which I've been thinking about going more of a...
Or do they call it fitted? Is that another one? Straight-legged or fitted?
Straight-legged is one. Is another... I just recently learned over the past year or so what the different cuts meant. I had to learn by making mistakes. So you're like, oh, cool. I just bought bell bottoms. Awesome. When I didn't mean to. So, number 6 says, wear the right socks with the right shoes.
See how is ours already talking about socks?
I don't know about socks. So socks, I think, are to each his own. Sock doesn't make or break a guy, but I've seen some men that wear like really flamboyantly loud socks.
That's
and they're
cool,
very
though.
masculine.
That's fine.
Agreed. And they're very masculine. There's nothing wrong with it. I think socks are more of an individual's interpretation of style.
No, you don't want to wear some white socks with your black slacks.
I think also Tach's talking about what he stuffed socks in his pants for, seeing if he was paying attention.
Number 7 says, clean your shoes and get them polished. Yeah, my shoes are disgusting and falling apart. So
you need to polish those.
Yeah, polish the Adidas.
How do you polish those? I've got some clear nail polish.
They're dirty as hell, and literally the bottoms are falling out.
What if we put some clear nail polish on them? Then they'll be all shiny.
Dirty, shiny. Shit and shine.
You can literally Scotch guard Vans and Adidas, though. The style that you like, you can Scotch guard them, and you won't have half the issues. I sold shoes for 2.5 years.
I did too. Rack Room shoes.
That's right. Or Rack Rooms, Hoffheimers, J.R. Riggins, and Kinney's. I think I got you.
Yeah, I just did Rack Room. All right, number 8, which I do this, cut your damn nails. I always do that because I can't stand my nails long at all.
Yep, agreed.
That's just move on.
And you guys,
a guy with 10-inch nails who can scratch your back. Ooh,
10-inch nails?
No.
Oh, or you're talking about 10 1-inch nails
or 9-inch nails.
The guys that have so if you are listening to us and you have the monkey finger, Do you guys know what a monkey finger's called?
That's the Coke finger?
That's right. Throw back to the Beatles reference in a song from 1970-something. The White Album. Come Together, one of my favorite songs of all time. He got that monkey finger. He got...
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you've got a pinky fingernail that is long enough that you use it for nefarious activities, cut that shit off because it looks incredibly unattractive.
Yeah. Number 9 says get your hair cut regularly, which I totally agree with that, but
There you go.
my money can't always allow that. So
Yeah.
number 10 says don't be afraid to pluck awkward hairs. Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah. Weird hairs should be plucked.
I pluck, so I've got a really, this is kind of a little bit of insight to Adam. So I have a little bit of an OCD thing. If I've got a hair that's growing on my ear, like on the rim of my ear tack, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I will find tweezers and I will sit there and hunt for that thing until I finally find it and I'll pull that hair. I cannot stand hair on my ears. I cannot stand it.
I can't stand it either. And when I was just being in the military, I can't stand the back of my neck getting hairy and just drives me nuts.
Short trip.
What?
To drive you nuts. It's a short trip.
Oh.
He says that to me like 5 times a day.
Number 10, don't be afraid. Oh, I guess that. Number 11, shave your neck. You know, they're
We just
meaning
said that,
in
yeah.
the front,
Yep.
like in the front around the beard, stuff
You
like that.
mean girls don't like neck hair?
Nope.
What about front neck hair?
Nope.
What about downstairs neck hair?
Nope.
All right, good to know.
Number 12, if you can't grow a beard, then don't.
Yep.
There's nothing worse than seeing a guy that's got like patchy chin hair that's all over yeah, agreed.
And they show a picture of James Franco with this.
Yeah, yes. Perfect example. That is a perfect. It looks like hair from your head, but in patches. So yeah, it doesn't look good. No, agreed.
Okay. All right. Number 13 says moisturize everywhere, which I do. I'm big because I have dry skin, so I do moisturize very regularly.
I don't think
It
I've
is
touched a
nice
moist.
to have nice soft skin.
Yeah. We're talking about lotion, right? Is that what we're talking about,
Yes.
Andrea? Okay.
Yeah, moisturize. Yes, lotion, oil, coconut oil, or something like that. Anything that would moisturize you.
Gotcha.
Vaseline.
I'm big about lotion. Yes. Number 14, invest in chapstick. Now, I used to have an addiction to Carmex.
Adam has an addiction to Burt's Bees.
Burt's Bees.
He can't.
Yeah.
He can't live. He will go buy one if he forgets it at home.
Yeah. I used to have, with Carmex, I used to have like one at least 6 feet away from me in everywhere in the house. Like I always had one in the car. I always had one in my pocket all the time. I always had one in the coffee table in the living room. I always had one by the bed in my room. And I think I was always access to one all the time.
It's a real addiction.
Mm-hmm. Number 15 says, find a scent that works for you. So cologne.
Sure, but you cannot know the scent that works for you by your own nose. You need to get the opinion of multiple women. One of the things that they taught us in the pickup artists material that I was reading is it works as a good pickup line, plus it actually is a good test. So on each wrist, you put 2 different colognes, right? Because the pH balances of your body will mix with the scent, and it will create a unique scent. That's how colognes work. And so on each wrist, you put a cologne, and you keep a Sharpie. And that's a line you can use, and it's a legitimate test too, but you can go up to a girl and say, all right, I'm actually doing a test. Can you tell me which one of these smells better with me? And then the girl smells both, and you make a mark on the wrist, which at the end of the night, whichever wrist has more marks, then that's the one you use. And then next time, use that one and another one. And you can compete scents against each other to see which one, the majority of women like better, or men, or whatever. But
it sounds like a good time.
It's a good icebreaker too, though.
Somebody's done that to me before.
Really? No shit?
Yeah, there was a guy at a bar and he had 2 colognes on his wrists.
Yep. There you go. That's pickup artist 101 right there. That's like the easiest type of icebreaker.
And he had all these women like grabbing his arm and putting their noses up to it and smelling on him. And I think he had it on his neck.
Would it be better if I had it on my dick, though?
He had it. He had him on each side of his neck.
Smell the right ball. Smell the left.
It wasn't his arm. It was
Where
his
was he
neck.
marking? How did he know which one was which?
On a paper.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So it's great pickup line material. That gets the conversation started. As soon as you've started conversation, you're already ahead of the game. That's all it
Plus,
takes.
he had us smelling his neck.
Yeah, exactly. There's intimacy. Yes.
Number 16 says, take charge sometimes. Let me read this one, though. Whether you like to be the assertive one in a relationship or not, taking charge sometimes is important. It shows to other person that you're actually putting in the effort. One party shouldn't be responsible for always planning dates or outings.
Sure, I agree with that.
I agree with it too. Number 17, Sorry, Andrew, do you agree?
I agree. I was saying yes with my head.
Okay. 17, don't answer texts while you're on a date with somebody. That's a no shit.
Or in a podcast.
Or on a podcast. I was going to say the exact same thing.
Number 18, up your communication skills. Let's read this one. Small talk
But like
is,
Spanish? One of us is learning.
Small talk is invaluable. Being able to fill in quiet moments with questions, thoughtful opinions, or even just a joke can kick off a date well or bring you back from a lull. Jump-starting the conversation could mean the difference between a next date and not hearing back at all.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's pretty good. Number 19, share your feelings.
Yes, feelings are
God.
good.
Anything to say about that? No? Moving on?
Not going to
it's-
share your feelings on that?
It's, look, to a level, you can't just, that's such a
There it
blanket
goes.
statement. That's way too broad.
Well, there's a whole
on date.
paragraph you want me to read.
I mean, not if you want to.
I don't think we need to.
Andrea's vaping on the podcast.
Number 20, don't vape on a pot. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. You ready? Do you have something to say? Or should I
That's the
move on?
only pet peeve that I've ever had on other podcasts that I've listened to, and like big names like Bert Kreischer had somebody on. I think it was Bert Kreischer, and they were vaping on a show, and it sounded, oh my god, it sounded horrible because it was a cheap one. You hear all the popping in it, and
Yeah.
it's horrible.
I didn't mean to.
Oh, I know you didn't. I know.
It's just,
That's why I threw. Oops. That's why I threw it down in shock that I was doing.
I've done that before. I've got all of it. Ooh, I forgot. That's why I always put it away. Number 20 says, stay caught up on the news.
Whatever. That's irrelevant to me. Because if you're going to go on a date with a girl, the last thing you're going to want to talk about is news and current events.
Depends on what the news and current events are.
It's true.
I
don't
mean,
know
all
what,
right.
though.
Know
your audience is what I would
stay away
guess.
from the politics. Unless you're going on a date with a girl because you guys are both interested in politics, stay away from politics.
That's why I say know your audience.
Perfect.
So-
Yes.
But what if there's something that happened, like the sun's going to blow up and you want to talk about it?
You wouldn't be going on a date.
Why not?
Haven't you seen that movie, Looking for a Date for the End of the World?
No?
You should watch
the
that
title says it
movie.
all. It's really what it exactly is. So
cool.
Spoiler alert. The world does end at the end of the movie. So, 21. When I got this one, know how to cook.
That is
very
very
good.
good. It's very nice to
I
have
know how to
someone
cook.
else make you some food.
I know how to cook pretty well. My recipes all include phone numbers to restaurants that deliver.
Those are not delicious when the only thing that comes is pizza.
Plus, when I cook, I put a little meat in each. Sorry.
Gross.
22. If someone cooks for you, make sure you do the dishes.
Oh, yeah. Good call. I agree with that entirely. I don't practice that as much as I probably should because Andrea cooks for me all the time, and I very rarely do the dishes around here. So I apologize for that, but I do agree with it. I'm not a...
Gotcha.
That is a do what I say, not what I do kind of thing.
Kind of reminds me when on the 4th of July, when we went over to Andrea's mom's, and she had all that delicious food that we all ate. Well, Andrea cooked it as well. And then afterwards, I had happened to go back inside, and I see your mother in there cleaning the kitchen. I was like, oh my God, like, do you need some help? And then I looked and like it was all done. She was just doing literally the last thing was wiping down this counter, and I was like, I'm so sorry. And she's like, oh no, yeah. You come and ask right at the very end. I got you.
That day, by the way, Tach, I was in there and I did a lot of dishes for her
Did you?
mother. Oh,
That's
yes.
good.
A
Well,
lot.
it's better that you did it than I did it, because if I would have done it and you didn't, it would have made you look bad.
That's a good point.
All right. 23.
No, you're just that dick friend of Adam's. That's all they know you as now.
Yeah. Number 23. I'm not very good at this. It's keep your room clean.
I'm not good at it either.
Okay.
Adam and I are both slobs, so we're slobs
but
together.
You're supposed to answer as a girl.
Oh, it is.
I'm
yes.
trying to look
okay,
more
yeah.
attractive.
If you're dating and I come into your house, we're on a date, and your room is a disaster, it would be
Yeah.
like, oh God, because my room's a disaster. I would never.
But if I was going out on a date and I think that potentially that you may come back,
You better be clean.
I would clean up the...
And clean your sheets, too.
Oh, I would. If I think that that's going to happen, I will wash the sheets completely.
Guys are put into a difficult situation with this category sometimes, because if you don't have any plans of the girl coming back to your house, you're going to leave your house a fucking wreck, or at least not prepared for guests.
I have a story for this.
Let's put it that way. However, if you're out on a date with this girl and things are going good, and maybe she gets forward and makes the move, say, hey, why don't we go back to your place? Then you weigh in your head, all right? The scales of justice, so to speak, in your head are, man, I really want to get laid and I have a good possibility of it, but I wasn't planning on having her over, so my house is a wreck. Do I suffer the embarrassment of having her see my dirty ass house, or do I just knock one out of the park?
Always clean your house before you go on a date, or have enough money for a hotel.
I was put in that predicament.
Really?
I was out on a date with a girl. Things were going extremely well, very well. And then she was like, I was like, what do you want? Like, we can just go back to your place. And I was like,
yeah.
And I was like, hell yeah. And then I remembered my bathroom is disgusting. And I was like, holy shit. Luckily, I had a roommate at the time. And I called her and I was like, all right, dude, check this out. I will pay you $20 if you go in and clean my bathroom. And she did.
Nice.
So you got there with the date and it was like, man, this guy keeps his bathroom.
Yeah, the bathroom was spotless.
Clean.
I slipped her $20 and everything was good.
I will say, when we were living in the old house, every time that we had guests over, I tried my best to keep that house clean, at least to the point where it was presentable and people didn't feel uncomfortable going in the bathroom. You know what I mean? Make sure the peas wiped off the seats, make sure there's no shit stains or whatever. And I even got a compliment out of our friend Derek and April. April gave me a compliment. Say, Adam, I will say, for a bachelor, your house is relatively clean. I'm very impressed. I'm like, that makes me feel good. Don't open the closets, but that makes me feel good.
And the last one was just make sure you change your sheets, which we already discussed. So So that's it. So if I do all those things, Andrea, will I be hotter?
Yes.
With the exception of skinny jeans.
Because you were going to be so worn out and sweaty because you're going to be working your ass off. The best way to be hotter is to just be confident and comfortable in your own skin.
That's hard for me sometimes.
It's hard for everyone. So that little list is something that'll make you feel more comfortable in your own skin because you're following a little list.
A couple of those things I agree with. Like, I know I need better clothes. I know I need better fitting clothes. I know I need new shoes.
And when you have those things on, it gives you more confidence, and that just makes
I learned
you
that
feel
in the Navy.
better.
You look good, you feel good.
It is true.
So,
being a hairdresser, come down to Brent Allen Salon and Day Spa if you're feeling not so beautiful, and I'll fix you right up, make you feel like $1 million.
All right. Well, I will take all of that into consideration, and I appreciate both of you. And,
Absolutely.
Trying to make me hotter, so maybe I can get girls and men.
You're gonna be back. You're gonna be back on that boat in no time. Don't worry. That picture.
Once again, I'm not looking for a relationship.
Yeah. Okay. That picture with you and Maddie.
What?
That we just took a few minutes ago.
He makes it sound like it was just you and Maddie. That
I know,
picture of the two of you.
The group photo we took?
The group photo we took, but you and Maddie were close. It was kind of cute.
I was pretty close with you guys too.
My tits were on his arm.
If Maddie is, into you and you're into her, you guys make a cute couple. I'm just saying, just throwing that out there.
Yeah, gotcha. I don't think that she's going to agree with you, but okay.
You never know.
Yeah, I don't think so.
All right, we want to take a break and come back with the Guyry.
All right.
All right, we'll be right back after this. Peering into the inner thoughts and expressions of men. Women send in questions to show@livingpodcariously.com for Adam, Tach, and Jay to give brutal, honest admissions. We call this the Guyry. Guyry? Really? Hey, Tach, is that the best name we could come up with?
Yeah, just go with it.
Aw, I think it's adorable.
Can we man up the music a little bit or something?
I got you, buddy.
All right, our first question is about
disobedient boyfriends. Let's see here. It's from Andrea in Florida. I'm just kidding, Adam. You're an amazing, incredible guy. Thanks for taking care of my daughter and I this weekend.
You're welcome.
See, that's nice. I never had a girlfriend go on like to an international show and talk about how great I am.
He did. He took.
Wait a second. I don't know. Holly may have. I don't know. Because she was on a couple of podcasts that was on with me, so maybe she did. I don't know.
Our first question comes from Jamie in Florida. Okay, I have a serious question. I'm going nuts over this issue. I got introduced to a guy through a decent matrimonial platform. He sent invitation in the email. He seemed decent and he's a professional.
Wait.
For the first 2 days, he chatted with me very normally and he added me on WhatsApp. We chatted. Although he has seen my photos, he asked me to send more photos. I did, and he sent his photos too. Then he said he liked me and wanted to fall in love with me. He told me he's going to call me, and I told him to call the next day. He used words such as darling and baby, etc. He said that I had lovely lips and so on. Then suddenly, after 10 minutes, I got a message from him that he was not ready for a relationship and asked me to block his number and to forgive him.
His girlfriend got the number.
He also mentioned that he suffered an anxiety. I got angry and sent him a rude text and did block him. This has left me so devastated. Why do people take things for granted? The way he chatted with me was different than his last text. What might have gone wrong? Just want to know your opinions. I never want to experience it again, and I'm so angry at this stupid man.
It's his girl.
I have tons of questions.
First of all, what's a matrimonial platform?
Yeah, that's one question.
Very beginning, first sentence. What is a matrimonial platform?
How long were they texting for?
No, sorry, I don't want him squeaking that thing.
Sorry.
For the first 2 days, he chatted normally, and he added me on WhatsApp. They chatted. They sent photos. He liked me. He said he was going to call. They called the next day.
I don't think
words.
they said.
I know.
Okay. Well, I just thought it'd be funny the way she worded, or the way it was worded was funny when, like, he said that he wanted to fall in love. What did he say? He said he wanted to fall in love with her.
He wanted to fall in love with me.
Like he said it. Like, hey, I want to. I was thinking about falling in love with you. How's that sound?
I really want to fall in love with you. You're perfect for me.
There's a bunch of problems with this texter's or with this emailer's message.
I'm pretty sure he got caught by a girlfriend or something.
Oh, that's 100% what happened. Yeah, the reason that it suddenly changed and she asked him to block is because his girlfriend found the phone and saw him, messaging some new chick and basically pretended to be him. That's easy.
Even just being on WhatsApp alone kind of raises a few bells.
Really? No, not necessarily. WhatsApp is all encrypted, so it's point-to-point encryption, so it's very protected. WhatsApp is a great. I'll stand behind that. I'll defend that.
Wait, who are you talking to on WhatsApp? That you need
everyone I want to talk to on everyone I want to talk to on WhatsApp.
Should I be worried?
You tell me the answer to that question. Should you be worried?
Your eyebrows say I should.
My eyebrows tell you nothing.
Those lines on your forehead.
Get out from under that chair, Ollie. Come on.
All right. Is that it for that one?
No. Matrimonial platform still has me confused. I want to know what that is.
I don't think we know.
If you have an ability to respond to this girl, let's figure that out.
Sounds like something my Barbie doll would dance on.
I think it's a typo because I think she meant to type something like dating app. Granted, there's nowhere to compare. You can't accidentally type dating app into matrimonial platform. However,
depends on, I don't know, my phone autocorrects many weird things.
That's true.
Like updo turned into God is. I don't know.
I don't know.
All right, number 2 is from Kenzie in Ohio.
All right.
My boyfriend gets far too drunk with his male friends. When he goes out for a guy's night, it's pretty much guaranteed that he will get quite intoxicated. Intoxication tends to lead to unwise decisions, like the night he was at a strip club, and although he doesn't remember, fingered a stripper. What, if anything, can I do about this?
How does she know he did it? How? I mean,
don't know.
If he was out with his guys, did one of his boys turn on him and tell his girl that he fingered a stripper?
Told her. I don't know.
But she just said he forgot he did it.
Oh.
How would she find that out?
Maybe she heard them talking about it. Maybe one of them told. I don't know.
All right.
Could have been
But
anything.
does that really matter? Man, he still did it.
His boys letting him down like that? What the fuck? God, this is a shitty group of guys to be hanging out with if they're going to turn you in. God, could you imagine if we came home from the strip club and tagged Andrea? Guess what Adam did? Guess what? He fingered a stripper, but he was so drunk he couldn't remember it.
Maybe when the guys drug him home and he was that intoxicated, she had bacon and hash browns and all these things cooking, and they were going to put him down. They could just smell the food. She's like, now tell me what happened tonight, guys, and I'll give you some of this bacon. And they're just like,
Yeah. What if she smelled his finger and determined it was a stripper?
Could have happened.
Ooh. All right. What was her actual question?
What, if anything, can I do about this?
Stop.
Nothing.
What do you mean?
Don't do anything. What is he cheating on you? I mean, the fingering a stripper supposedly that's over the line. However, going out with his boys, even going to a strip club to me is not.
I think. Well,
bad.
she said he gets far too drunk with his male friends, and he tends to. He makes unwise decisions. Like he got so drunk and he doesn't remember fingering a stripper. I mean, what else doesn't he remember that she doesn't know about?
Yeah, that's a good point.
It worries her. What if anything can I do about this?
Alcoholism is a very, very serious thing, and you need to take that very seriously. So don't have a confrontation about it. You need to have some sort of communication that elaborates your concern for his level of drinking, because that sounds like that's the root of their problems.
I concur. She just needs to talk to him because he's got some issues, or he's very immature. And doesn't sound like that's what she is wanting.
All right.
I agree with that. That was very well put together, Tach.
Oh, thanks.
You did a good job. I concur. I changed my answer to Tach's, please.
It was the
no
same
take backsies.
Oh.
Number 4 is from Alice in Florida. My guy won't answer any texts. It's a pretty horrible feeling when he hasn't texted you all day, but then I see a photo of his lunch on social media. Really, if he has time for social media, shouldn't he take some time for me?
Oh,
jeez. You want to do this one, or you want me to take this one?
So her biggest complaint is that he's on Facebook all the time?
But he's not.
Social media?
You didn't even hear the beginning of this, did
Maybe
you?
I missed it. I'm sorry.
God damn, Tach. Put your fucking phone down. No phone for you anymore on the podcast. You don't hear the questions. Basically, she texts him all the time. He doesn't respond, but he'll put a picture up of his lunch on social media.
Didn't we just cover this like 2 episodes ago?
Yeah. Number 1, get off his dick. If he's not he'll respond. If he wants to respond. If he's got time or convenience, he will respond.
I think she needs to have more time for herself. She needs to stop being so attached and worrying about. She needs to have her own thing.
This does sound like a needy woman. I'll agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, this sounds like somebody that's very needy, that's stalking him. And yes, that's used in the correct terms. If she can see if she's looking for timestamps of when his lunch was up there versus when he's responding to texts.
Yeah, my timestamp text to him was at 12:56. And he didn't respond. Here it is at 12:59, and he posted a picture on Facebook.
I'm notoriously bad about not responding to texts. However, I will respond to WhatsApp messages. Those, for whatever reason.
I know. That's why I always hit you up on WhatsApp.
Yeah, I figured that out.
I see it better.
Now.
Yeah, I see it better. So this
even though they come in on the same device.
Yeah.
Whatever.
No, there's
so
different
weird.
notification sounds and it's different reminders. It alerts me differently.
Yeah.
And I get so many fucking bullshit text messages, just a ton. Now that I've registered my goddamn cell phone for our company, Jesus Christ, you have no idea how many text messages I get that are just completely bogus.
You should have put the number for the Skype on there instead.
Yeah. In retrospect, you're 100% right, but I didn't. So it's too late for that. I wasn't taking that one out. No, you can't. Once it's registered, my cell is in 1 million databases now. I can't undo that.
Now you have to change your cell phone.
Yes, that's correct. So get off his dick, lady.
Yeah.
Damn it, she's our listener too. Son of a bitch. I hate being mean to the listener, but in some cases, we're here to give honest answers.
I'm getting less and less questions.
That's a likely possibility.
The guy Harry will die.
That's a likely possibility.
Okay, Maya from Michigan. He hasn't been in the mood lately. When the sex dies, the entire relationship tends to follow. Is this true?
We covered something similar to this recently too.
When the sex dies, the relationship dies?
It all depends on if the reason why the sex is dying could be a billion different reasons. Did I say that right?
Yeah, no, you said it right.
Okay. It could be anything from
medical, like electronic dysfunction. God damn it. Erectile dysfunction to
stress at work.
Sure.
Stress at home. Could be tons of things.
Yeah, there's a
or
bunch.
it could be fucking somebody else. I mean, that's another thing too.
That's one of the many things it could be. And if it's that one, then yeah, the relationship's pretty much done. If it's any of those other things, no. And you call so there's a way a woman can handle addressing sex or lack of sex with her man, and vice versa. Men handle it with women as well. There's a way to handle it tactfully. And I don't necessarily know how to do that. However, there is a way to do that. You can't call them out in a negative fashion. It has to be a serious conversation, a loving and compassionate conversation.
Be
not
approachable.
Not a, what the fuck? Why aren't I getting a dick anymore? It can't be anything, it can't be anything negative. You cannot approach it negative or else you're going to make it even worse or harder for the guy. Because imagine if he really cannot get it up anymore. And that's embarrassing for a man's ego. And if you're calling him out negatively, you're only adding more negativity on top of his already demoralized state. So if it is that, then that's going to only make things worse. It's not going to make it better. If you care about your man, approach him maturely, approach him positively, and try first before you even approach him. Try new things. Maybe he's wants a little bit of spontaneity, or who the hell knows? Try something new. Try something exotic, something you've never done. Try giving him a roadhead. You know what I mean? Something that he would not expect.
Take time and sit down and talk with him. Ask him about it. Say something about it. And whatever his response is, and you think that maybe he's not being truthful or honest, then the relationship is dead. Because obviously there's no trust there.
Or leave
from one
him,
of you two.
Or leave him and send your information over to Tach. He's now single.
Yep. You can hit me up at...
I was thinking you want someone to dress up with my bad hip. Let's get like a walker and I'll dress like a little old lady.
Only
I'll show you a good time.
You go all out when you go into characters. Like if we were to do an improv right now, you would go all out. You would pee yourself just to prove to me you're really into the character, right?
What is my character?
An old lady. An old decrepit.
Why is my old lady? I would be wearing a diaper, so it'd be fine.
Well, you should get a colostomy bag. That's the best thing to do.
That would be so hot.
I would be a lady.
Talk about things that make you hotter. Colostomy bag doesn't. In fact, you were just telling me a story earlier.
I was, and all the women loved him.
Colostomy bags are the way to go.
They call him old Colostomy Joe over there.
I got a feeling it's going to be a new thing in 2018. Colostomy bags
are the new black.
Yeah.
I think so.
You heard it here first, folks.
That should be a t-shirt. All right, our next question comes from Michelle. Does body hair on a woman bother you, such as armpit hair, leg hair, and pubic hair? If it does bother you, please explain why. If they do not bother you, also explain why.
Interesting.
I think it depends on... Let's start with the easy ones first. Like leg hair.
No.
It doesn't disgust me.
Yeah.
But I find it sexier if there is no leg hair on a woman.
Right.
It's more sensual. But if there's leg hair there, guess what? It's fine. It's normal. It's natural. Whatever. That's fine. Armpit hair.
No.
Armpit hair on a girl has never turned me on.
No.
However, I do understand if a woman does not want to have armpit hair or does not want to shave armpits constantly.
No.
You're opposed to it completely, aren't you? Yeah, I got it. It's not, I'll tell you what, it will not do anything to turn me on if it's there. It doesn't do anything. Hang on though. It doesn't actually turn me on if a girl lifts her arm and she's completely shaved. I'm not like, ooh yeah, look at that armpit.
No, that's gross.
Look at that.
Did you see on Facebook the one they had? It was unicorn armpit.
Yeah, the different colors that are dyed.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of armpit hair. I'll be honest. But listen, it's not a turn off if it's or it's not a turn on if it's not there. You get turned on if armpit hair is not there?
What?
No, it's just you overlook it. You're
armpit hair is disgusting and turns me off.
You're missing my point. If a girl has a shaved armpit, do you see that shaved armpit? You're like, oh yeah, look at that.
No.
A shaved armpit. Right. It's irrelevant.
Yes.
Right? It's irrelevant.
Okay, I see what you're going.
So
yes, no. Yeah, it does not turn me on.
Okay, there you go. That's where I was
armpit hair turns me off though.
Okay, all right, that's fair. It doesn't really turn me off. I would just prefer it not to be there. How about that?
It's gross.
Now, pubic hair.
Pubic hair. I like a little bit on top. That's cool.
Do you?
Sometimes it can be sexy. do like a little strip or you do a little something.
A little
kinda sexy.
unicorn.
Unicorn. But like underneath and all that, gone. Nothing. Yes. But sometimes a little bush looks sexy.
100% shaved for me.
I love that. Absolutely.
That's my ideal.
That turns me on. Hell yes.
Shaved completely.
But if they have like a little bush, something that's kind of hot too.
Yeah. It's
just nothing down below.
Yeah, I don't want to
dig through the forest. Yes.
Yeah, that's a good way to state it.
Can't get good.
You know what? That sucks too for guys to say that to girls, because probably, and you tell me, Andrea, the hardest part to shave is the downstairs area. Like if talking the pubic region, the mound up top, like the upper pubis area, is probably easy to shave. It's all flat. Then when they get down into the nitty gritty, that's probably the hardest shit to shave in the world, and that's what most guys don't like.
It is. I've done it.
Hair around. You've shaved your pussy?
I've shaved a girl's pussy.
But when it's on yourself, it's harder.
Oh, I imagine.
I mean,
yeah.
I guess you could call your friends over, and your friends could come over and shave you.
We have balls. Try shaving around balls.
Hey, do you shave your balls?
Yes.
Do you use a clipper or do you use blade?
I use like you seen you would use your face.
You're gonna cut your balls off.
I've cut my balls before. That is
I've
not
never
fun.
done that.
You shouldn't use.
I guess I should say I
balls.
nicked my balls before. I didn't cut
I've
them.
never cut myself.
Dude, that shit bleeds
Definitely
forever.
shouldn't wax your balls. In the waxing classes we've been to, they say do not wax balls.
Okay.
It is way too risky.
I'm not
going to
do it anyway.
It will rip. There's a time she was there and watched someone get their skin ripped right off.
What?
Oh, okay. Let's
right
move on.
to the hospital.
Let's move on.
All right, next one, please.
Okay, the last one. No, I have no name, anonymous.
All right.
What counts as too many tattoos on a woman? I love
this question.
At what point are too many tattoos unattractive?
Tach and I think, before you answer, I think we have completely
different answers,
different opposing points of view. So we represent two different demographics of male perspective, male answers.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So too many to me, the number or quantity isn't too many. It would be the amount of skin that is covered. So let's put it that way. So you could have 100 tattoos that don't cover as much skin as one girl's one tattoo. You know what I mean? So for me, it is not... tattoos are sexy to me as long as they're tasteful and done correctly. Like good artwork, good ink. It's not like fucking 14, 20 years old and it's all faded. It needs to look good, needs to be well maintained over the years. So as you age, you get it touched up. But they have to be cute. They have to be fitting for the girl. And they have to be in the appropriate places on the body. Places that I think are turn-offs are neck and face are immediate turn-offs for me. I'm not a fan of a neck tattoo unless it's a tiny, like little tiny heart or something that's cute, like behind the ear. Okay, those are cute, but not a neck tat or a face tat. Those are turn-offs for me. Pretty much anywhere else on the body, except for cleavage, I think is good. I don't like tattoos that are really heavy inside cleavage, but on a girl, anywhere else, it doesn't matter. If you have sleeves, that's okay. It's not too much, but the cleavage, the neck, and the face are no-goes for me. I think that's a turnoff for me personally.
Gotcha. We're not completely on different spectrums here or anything.
Okay.
I agree that some places are more attractive than others. I've been with girls that have been completely sleeved out. I've had two girlfriends that had both arms sleeved out
at the same time.
No.
I will caveat my answer by saying what I think is the sexiest is a virgin tattooed body. Not like a virgin girl, but a virgin tattooed body. A girl that has no tattoos is the sexiest to me.
Okay, gotcha.
None at all is the top,
I was like,
the pinnacle.
Like a virgin tattooed body.
Or maybe it's a tattoo of a virgin. That'd be weird. How do
Like
you know it's a
Virgin Mary, yeah. But yeah, I agree. Like no facial tattoos. I did have a girl that had like a small neck thing that was pretty sexy. So
yeah, it depends on the girl and the tattoo.
I don't want like all this shit like fucking I can't even think of an example, but yeah.
Where
too much,
neck?
Yeah.
No poop on there. I don't think that would be a good tattoo either. Yuck.
Yeah, I'm for tattoos. I like them. I think they're sexy and hell yeah.
Has to fit the girl. Like if you're
not every girl can pull off sleeves or quarter sleeves,
right?
Or
Exactly.
Like a librarian or a nun.
Well, some librarians can pull that shit off.
And I'll tell
What
you,
about a nun?
I'll add something to it.
Oh.
I'll add something very important.
Okay.
if the tattoo is unique, I like something that's different and not like a cookie cutter style. Oh, I want the third dragon on the left that has holding the skull in its claw. No, fuck that. I want something that's unique, has some meaning behind it, and not a face of your child or your mother or your dead father or whatever.
I don't want to see fucking writing.
No.
I don't want to see booty.
Some writing's okay.
I don't want to see your fucking name tattooed on you. I don't want to see all these stupid ass
not Donald
ghetto
Trump.
fucking.
Don't put John 3:16 on your body. I could care fucking less about that. I want originality in the tattoos, and I want creativity, and I want good art.
I'm gonna get a freckle.
That's what Jimmy always said for years.
You would get a freckle? Jimmy
always wanted to get a freckle tattoo. Before he ever got a tattoo. Now he's got a bunch, but he's like, I just want a freckle tattoo. I'm serious. That's what I want to get. He'd been saying that since the 90s.
You're mocking your boy on the show. He's going to listen to this, and Jimmy's going to go, fuck you, Tach. What the hell?
I'm getting all my tattoos removed. Actually, I did one of his tattoos on his back. And his wife. I did his wife, too.
You did his wife?
Mm-hmm. Stuck it
Was
in
he
her.
watching?
Yeah.
He
stuck
watched
it right
you?
in her, yeah.
Wow. Did she scream?
Did she bleed?
Did she cry?
I was behind her, too. Stuck it right in her.
Jimmy,
so bad.
Jimmy and Jimmy's wife, please know that I don't support. I do not endorse this message.
We're talking about a tattoo, Adam.
Yeah, me too.
Jeez.
What are you talking about?
No, me too. Yeah.
What was the tattoo of? My dick. Oh, what? What the heck?
Oh my gosh, that's the end of the diary. Good night, guys. Thanks for coming. It's been a fantastic time.
Best
Hope
diary
to see
ever.
You again.
That is the best diary ever.
What the fuck?
That kind of was pretty adorable. Unfortunately, the listeners couldn't see what she did, but it was pretty cute.
She did a little fucking dance in her seat over there.
She did like a clicking sound, and then she did a wink, and it looked like she had the little guns and like pointing it at him. It was like, dude. All right, whatever. Adam isn't amused. All right.
No, I am. I'm just tired. All right, go check out.
I had to be up in like 4.5 hours.
You sound like you went Indian. I got to be up in the.
That's like the second time you've done that voice tonight. Oh,
it's an easy one. All right, so check it out. Go check out the Twisted 10 that is absolutely exploding right now. I would say for us, it's going viral. Now, when it goes viral online, that's hundreds of thousands and millions of views. That's not what we're getting. But for our quantity of normal listens, this is our episode that is going viral. I just checked it in the break, and we're over 16,000 views in 4 days. So for us,
views?
That is listens. So views on that's combined with YouTube, our direct downloads, and our Facebook video views integrated.
Gotcha.
This does not include the Podcast Radio Network's replays of our shows, our simulcast over there.
Yeah.
By the way, on Podcast Radio Network, 1K Away is now part of the Podcast Radio. And let me clarify this for some of the other podcasts that listen to us. Podcast Radio Network is not a conventional podcast network. It is just a location to where you can work with the owner of this Podcast Radio Network. His name's John, and get your shows included on his station. There's no paperwork, none of that bullshit. It is just replays of your shows, kind of like a simulcast. So understand that it's not a conventional network, so to speak, but it's what he considers his station. And he gets us a ton of listens, man. I think last month for Living Podcariously, we had something like 25,000 listens. It was fabulous. It was really, really, really good. So, John, thank you for that. We appreciate it. 1K Away is now on there. I don't know their schedule. So is Burn It Down podcast.
Yep.
So those two guys have both got slots inside the Podcast Radio Network. So good on you guys. Get a lot of cool new listeners from that group, and we appreciate it.
This was a nice, intimate episode. Just the three of us. This was weird.
Just
Jay's not here.
of us. You can
no guests, no 100 people talking over each other, and
yeah, it's like back in the old days. That's what this is.
It's a little reminiscent of back in the day.
Yeah, it is. Very much so.
And speaking of that,
it feels like.
Speaking of that, if you were to become a Patreon,
oh, that's right,
you can listen to our Gentlemen's Club episodes.
So Tach and I are about to record the next episode. Not like right now, but I mean, we're about to record it. The next episode of the LPGC.
LPGC.
That's Living Podcariously Gentlemen's Club. This is an elite group that you only have to pay $5 a month to be part of. And what that is a donation to the show. So basically, if you enjoy this show and you want some additional content and some additional rewards, Sign up on Patreon, patreon.com/livingpodcariously. $5 minimum a month gets you access to additional content. And this content, you might have heard us refer on Living Podcariously a few times to having rebooted the show a couple of times. And we did. So we originally launched, I think we did 10 shows or so. Then we didn't like how we were doing. The formatting was bad and we wanted to change the style. So we rebooted again. We went another 25 episodes and then we shit canned that too because 2 hosts quit and whatever. It was implosion. So I'm not going to give you all of the details. However, Tach and I go through, we listen to these old episodes, we recap them. The lost episodes. We recap them to give you some of the behind the scenes stories and some of the shit that was going on during these recordings. So it's a lot of fun. It's nostalgic to go back through and listen to some of this stuff because we're we're rookies and we're making every mistake. Yes, we're making every mistake in the world, but it's fun to go through. So if you sign up on Patreon, you get access to those episodes. Like I said, we're about to record episode number 2 on there. We do want to thank our current Patreon subscribers for those shows, Dan and Stephanie Lynn, as well as Xavier Hamilton. Yeah, we haven't really started pushing our Patreon too heavily yet, but as soon as we start getting some of these more episodes up there, as well as getting our incentives ability to be able to deliver you guys some of those rewards, you're going to hear from us a lot on those because that's another way to help us maintain the costs for the studio and maybe eventually grow into a real studio space here. Somewhere in Brevard, somewhere up here in North Brevard. But yeah, check it out. That's Living Podcariously Gentlemen's Club. And that's also ladies are welcome. It's not just for guys, but that's what we like the name of that. So
indeed. And you can follow us on Twitter at Podcarious, as well as check out our Instagram as well.
Instagram's got some pretty good followers on there. We've got, we're adding that photo that we took tonight in the Twisted 10 episode with the guys from the guys and gal from the Adjust the Mic podcast. So check that out. That'll be up on Instagram probably later tonight or tomorrow morning or something like that.
Is that it? We forgetting anything, Andrea?
Andrea, where can our listeners find you?
I'll be at Brent Allen Salon and Day Spa doing hairs and facials and nails. And
she'll be the one for the next couple of weeks in a walker.
No, I'm tough. I have one leg that works just fine. So come on down and I'll give you 20% off when you mention you heard about it on the show.
Nice. 20% is a pretty good discount for a salon and day spa.
Indeed. I would.
Does that include their services if they actually did like a massage in the back and stuff too, if they bought it from you?
I can't do a massage. Well, if I go to Walmart and get a back massager, then I can do it.
All right. So you can't sell massages, but you do have massages at Brent Allen. You just can't do those.
Mm-hmm. Not unless they want to pay for me to go to school, learn how to do it, and then I can.
Your 20% off would be off cuts, styles, colors, the whole 9 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Blowjobs too? I mean, blowouts?
Brazilian blowouts?
Yep, happy endings.
Happy endings. That's
nice. Good. You heard it. You heard it, folks. All right. Check out Jay. He's going to be at Gregory's. I'm pretty sure this weekend, this upcoming weekend. I'll confirm that with him. If he's not, then you won't be hearing this anyway. But that's a funny show. Andrea and I went out and saw that last week. It was amazing. It was a really, really good show. Jay's an amazing stand-up comic. So if you get the chance, go see him. Pay the $15 at Gregory's or what have you. Wherever Jay is, go. He's an awesome dude. I got nothing else to say, but he's a great comic. If you want to have some good stand-up comedy, go check him out.
Indeed. All right, well, are you ready to get out of here?
Yeah, on behalf of Living Podcariously, I am Adam.
I'm Tach.
I'm Andrea Joy.
We thank you guys for listening this week. We greatly appreciate it. Go give us $1 on Patreon, please. Okay, bye.
It's for Humane Society.
It looked good. Don't get me wrong.
It was a family heirloom.
I would have pimped it too. Why are you attaching your hair to the mic?
That way she's always at the right distance.
I guess that's a good point.
Trust me, if I could have done that with Eric Snyder on Taint Funny, I would have.
Can you plug Taint Funny? Doesn't even really.
It's still out there to listen to.
Is it a thing anymore?
I still get downloads every month.
Do you really?
Ooh. Yes, sir. I still get views on the Facebook page or
Nice.
or friends that like
So I
it or
shouldn't
whatever.
tell people you're paying me to download this.
So after the hair and fashion show were over, they did the models runway walk for all the different styles and all the different people that had product that they wanted to show off. After that was all done, they turned the giant catwalk into a dance floor. And
nice.
they actually had dancers there that evening too. So they had people that were performing.
Strippers?
No. Just
Oh.
regular dancers. They could have been strippers. I have no idea. But they turned it into just a giant club. So people got up on the stage and danced. DJ was playing good music. There was a cash bar there. It was a lot of fun. It was really, really cool.
Yeah.
Until something happened.
What happened?
Andrea, why don't
happened?
you go into it? I don't know. It took you 30 minutes to walk downstairs. So why don't you tell what happened?
Well, I did lots of the other line dances, and then I got up to do the wobble, which is one of my other
the
favorites.
wobble.
And it was like almost the end of the song, and I'm getting all into it. My other friends wussed out, and they were too tired and got down. I'm like, I'm still rocking it. I don't care. So I'm up there, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby. And I hear this noise in my head. I'm like, I'm like, I'll just keep going. It'll be fine. Maybe and I was
Heard
barefoot.
a noise.
So
in
I
your
heard
hip?
a pop. Yeah, it was
Over
like
the
a crack
music.
pop.
Over the music?
I don't know if I
What the
just
fuck?
felt it or heard it, but like within my body, I knew something popped in my hip. And I was barefoot too, so it wasn't even the
But
hills
it wasn't
or
your
anything.
ass popping though, right?
Nope. It was the front part, not the back part.
Oh, that's not a good way to pop.
So then
Front butt,
I
front
like
butt.
started to kind of keep dancing. I'm like, no, this isn't happening. So I wobbled off the stage and I wobbled
I
out
get it.
the
You
door.
wobbled off the stage.
Hi-oh!
And that was 2 days ago, and I still can't walk without it feeling like a knife is stabbing me in the hip.
Oh, no.
You know, she really hurt something. I've been trying. She's stubborn as fuck, so I can't get her to go to the doctors to get it checked out.
I don't
Right.
have insurance. I'm not going to pay all that money for them to say just take some Tylenol.
Yeah, in that place, so it's either you go to the doctors and say, yeah, you tore a ligament, take it easy, or they're going to say your hip is completely broken, we need to do surgery now. It's either really bad or she can't do anything about it anyway. So it's either going to be one or
I
the
can't
other.
afford either, so
If it goes on for another couple of days like this, though, seriously, where she still can't move,
Yeah.
then she's going to. We're taking her in. There's just no question.
you can't make me.
Yeah, if you have something that's legitimately that broken on you, then yes, you need
It's
to get
not
it checked
broken. I wouldn't be able to walk at all.
out. Yeah, you'd be really surprised what you can do with a broken hip because you might have,
Really?
you might have really legitimately broken something. Even if it popped out of the socket and popped back in, you may have done some damage to a labrum or some sort of connecting
for
tissue.
Old ladies.
No, that's an accident. Shit like that happens.
Old ladies break their hip
Andrea broke her hip.
while
with a
they're
wobble.
dancing
Young
on
people do
stage.
too. Oh wait, they're usually in a car accident. Sorry.
Not while they're just trying to dance with the youngins.
I can keep up with you. Let me see a wobble. But see me wobble up the stage.
All right, we got some more stuff planned for you guys tonight. We're going to take a break here in studio real quick, and then
Oh, you won't believe what I got coming up, buddy. Oh man. This is my teaser.
all right, I was letting you tease.
I did.
You cock
I'm all
tease.
done.
All right, we're going to take a break, and we will be right back. Listen to a little bit of DJ Gil Lugo.
Deal?
She may take you up on
Yeah.
that.
And I think that she would be very happy with the two of us.
She would love having her bathroom and bedroom cleaned. I'm sure of it.
By you?
No, you're doing the bedroom stuff.
Okay.
Our listeners are so confused. So
Pre-made, Maddie.
Maddie was the female co-host from the Adjust the Mic podcast who is sitting in here in studio with us. Yes, and
I
Tax
made her very uncomfortable.
got
She
a little
claimed
bit of
I
a
did.
crush, but
No,
all right.
you do.
that's
I
really
don't.
I think she's a sweet girl. She's pretty, but she's
You think she's prettier than me?
motherfucker.
Oh boy, I've seen that before.
So anyway, they just hosted a Twisted 10, and it was Scott's list, and it's a very, very interesting top 10 list. So
you know how we always say we need to bring unique list.
absolutely.
This
Now,
is-
there
yeah.
is
he
not a list
set a
like
new
it.
bar for the most unique list.
There
I
is
think.
no list like that.
Agreed.
At all.
They brought their whole team over here. It was Scott's list. He's the host, the
Yeah.
main host of Adjust the Mic. It was his list. However, he brought his entire cast with him over here to help him
That
out.
was a great list,
to
though.
coach
Very-
him on, to
very
be-
unique.
to be his fluffer. I don't know what you would consider.
Hold on just a second. I have some pussy hair on my toe.
That happens to me every week.
From Kitty.
But no, the cast, that was Scott, Maddie, Jared, and Stan, also known as Maui Wowie from their cast.
Yeah.
All 4 of those guys or 3 guys and a girl were over here, and yeah, that was a lot of fun. Speaking of the Twisted 10, Tach.
Yeah.
So as most of our listeners know, we host another show, and you hear a little plug for it during our commercial breaks as well. We host another show called The Twisted 10. It's another podcast, completely separate of Living Podcariously. However, it's the same 4 of us, usually 4 of us, Jay's out, that host that show. And then we have guests that come on and occasionally guest host our episodes. Well, last week we had a double header. We had Peter Von Taborski with Scotch and Good Conversation.
That's just fun to say.
Yeah, his name's awesome. Really cool dude. Brought a really, really cool list from the 80s. It was a throwback list, which was awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
And then our next podcast release last week was from David and Jaron with representing the flat Earth perspective. So we talked about this last week, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about this, Tach. However, that show already has over 15,000 listens, and it's only been published, as we're recording right now, it's only been published for 4 days.
Yeah,
so
it's not
for
too
us,
sharp.
that's huge. Yeah, you all right? You going through that?
Yeah,
puberty?
yeah. I'm still choked up a little bit,
From Maddie?
Yeah.
But for us, look, we're transparent about our numbers and everything. We don't mind talking to anybody who really wants to know about numbers with us on our downloads and our listens and how we reach out in the community to find new people that listen to our show. But as it stands right now, that show at just over 15,000 in 4 days is trending, and it's going to be our number 1 most listened to show out of either shows, out of Living Podcariously or The Twisted 10.
Crazy.
So yeah, that's awesome. David and Jaron, we appreciate you guys coming on to do that. If you're hearing this, it was a lot of fun. I've got lots of follow-up that I want to do with you guys. And in fact, what I'm seeking, so listen up, you science-y type people out there. Here's what I'm looking for, and that includes you, Derek, if you hear this episode. Derek was our guest that joined us for the logical, more, what's the word you want to say? The more conventional, I would say smart.
The smart to my stupid, like...
The conventional understanding of how...
Armchair scientist that I am.
Of how the sciences work, and the being the globers or the round earth supporters or...
Yeah. Ball?
The truthers.
Balls.
Yeah,
I love balls. I love my ball earth.
But the sciencey...
balls that come in it.
The sciencey folks that are out there, David and Jaron from the Flat Earth Perspective gave us a challenge. On their list itself was 10 challenges for the science community as a whole for proving stuff. It was 10 different things that they want to have proven to them. And look, to be honest, these aren't all impossible to do. There are several of them on this list that are very, very reasonably provable, either by science experiments that have already been done, and we just have to find them, or by simple experiments that we can possibly have assistance with. So if you want to take on a challenge and get heard, and we'll promote whatever the hell you want to promote. So if you're a science kind of guy or girl and you can prove one of those top 10 that they challenged, then let us know. Come on the air with us, a phone call, or just shoot us an email or something, and we can get you in there. We'll promote whatever you want to promote. So check out that episode, listen to it, see what you think, and see if it's something you want to take on.
How come it's hotter at the equator then, and the different parts, and it's colder if it's flat? I mean, why, if the sun's going around all of us like that, why are some parts colder and hotter? Because the Chiquita banana ladies on the equator, it's warm.
On a flat Earth model or on a round Earth model?
Flat.
I can't answer that. That's a David and Jaron question.
Yeah.
I cannot answer that. I am not a flat earther. I do not represent NASA when I say that.
Because you like balls.
But I love my globe, yes. I love my globe Earth. But
it's pretty.
And we've got the biggest balls of them all.
My balls are always bouncing from the left and to the right.
Jay, I need you in studio to help me, buddy. I don't know what's going on.
It's fucking AC/DC,
you
man.
Know that song?
I don't know. No clue.
Really?
Big balls.
Oh my gosh, we're playing that on the break.
Because they're referring to like a ball, like a dance, but the way it's written.
He's got big
it's
balls.
Talking about balls.
He's got big balls.
Tack,
we've got the biggest balls
of them all.
Tack, you brought up something very interesting there, and I want to touch on this.
Oh, you want to touch
dance.
my balls?
You said dance.
I did say dance. You like my Segu?
That was a fantastic Segu, John. That's for you. Andrea, what did we do Saturday? Give our listeners a little bit of a recap on Saturday before you get to your issue.
It was the second annual 2000. Well, I guess it's not the second annual 2017,
right?
But it was the second annual hair and fashion show.
Space Coast Hair and Fashion Show.
Thank you.
It wasn't called that last year.
So this is the first annual.
It was Benjamin Kyle's thing. His salon hosts this fast show. This is the second year, and this year he invited 2 other salons that also joined in on that. And all the proceeds went to the Humane Society. So first it was the hair show. So Brent Allen's salon went up there, and me and 3 other people, we did hair on stage. So it was 6 minutes. I had to do a bridal updo on the stage. And
did you have to pick up the girl and then take her to the table?
Yes.
Make sure she didn't fall?
No.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
What? What are you talking
cake
about?
challenges where they have a time thing where they have to, and then once they make these, they have to carry them to the table. And if
No,
they fall,
she got to walk after.
fucking done.
I took off her cape and she was done. I was done with her.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
But I've been working on her for 2 weeks because we did their color and stuff for him. But anyway,
you say practice.
so
You're
my
like,
hair-
time me, go.
I did it on a mannequin one time.
Okay.
It was a mess. And I mean, I was like working as fast as I
You
could.
look like what's this guy's name with the?
Edward Scissorhands.
Thank you.
Yes, like that.
Right.
You're listening to Living Podcariously, bringing you real men's perspectives, unfiltered, unapologetic, and uncensored. Recorded live in the Living Podcariously studio in world-famous Cocoa Beach, Florida.
All right. Well, welcome to another episode of Living Podcariously.
Oh yeah. Oh, I kind of my voice broke. Oh yeah.
I was going to let you do the yeah part. Like you started out as a young boy and turned into a man during it.
Yeah. Doom dum dum.
Anyway, welcome to this week in Living Podcariously. I am one of your hosts. My name is Tach, and sitting across the room, all the way over there, way the fuck over there.
Way over here. I'm Adam. I am another one of your hosts for the Twisted. Oh, damn it. For Living Podcariously.
For oh damn it, Living Podcariously.
And sitting over in the awesome leather recliner tonight instead of on the lady chaise because she's got some medical problems.
I don't have medical problems. I just broke my hip doing the wobble. Hi, this is Andrea Joy.
Hey, baby.
And sitting over there, oh, no.
No.
It's the empty chair.
Jay's out again. He's taking care of some of those teeths problem. Tooths.
I'm here with a broken hip.
Right?
But you live here. You don't have to drive
that's
50
right.
minutes.
I had to walk down the stairs.
It's true.
That's a lot of work.
That was almost
2 flights of stairs.
You walking down the stairs with your busted ass hip is almost the same amount of time it takes Jay to drive here from where he lives.
Exactly.
But I guess he couldn't talk or whatever. Like, that's important.
I took
Yeah.
muscle
For a podcast.
relaxers too. I'm talking just a little slurred.
Thank you guys for tuning in to us this week. We appreciate it. We had just leaving the studio from the Twisted 10 that we just recorded was the guys from the and the guys and gals from the Adjust the Mic podcast. Oh yeah.
Who's the other
Crap
girl?
load.
Who are you calling a girl?
Maddie?
You said the
she
girls,
gals.
gals.
It's gal.
Guys and gal.
Just because
Yeah.
he's gonna suck dick doesn't make him a gal.
Oh. For more information on that, tune into that list from Adjust the Mic. It was a lot of fun. Those guys are awesome.
Yeah, I miss Maddie.
Do you?
Yeah,
You miss her a little bit?
a little bit.
I miss her too.
Oh.
Oh,
I
do you
think-
miss her too?
She was a sweet girl. Sure, I guess I miss her, but I don't think I miss her
Yeah.
like you miss her.
Yeah, I think I miss her differently than Andrea misses
I don't
her.
know. Andrea might miss her the same way.
Do you?
Do you want to go shopping and do girl stuff with her?
No,
Oh,
definitely
no,
not.
no.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
we want different things from Maddie.
different levels of missing Maddie.
You want to talk trash about guys?
No.
No, we're different.
Hey, what if we both like? I don't want to date Maddie, but well, I don't know. Anyway, cut that out. Make me sound cooler.
That's never.
But if you and I like were with her together, like you could do all that cool stuff. Like, well, you say cool stuff. Go shopping, talk about guys, whatever, and then I'll do the bedroom stuff.
Okay.
What, like fold the sheets?
I was gonna say you'll clean
Put the
her
laundry
sheets.
away?
No.
Clean the
Deal.
bathroom?
But there were models that were there that were getting ready hours before the show's hair was done. They were just modeling the clothes and the fashion part.
And who was your model?
My model was Kendall Daughtery.
Yep, that's
Who's
that's my stepdaughter
Oh, well, that's right.
from
That's
my
right.
marriage with my ex-wife, also formerly on
Well,
the
that's
podcast.
obvious.
Yes.
Well, it wasn't my actual daughter, so it's weird. You can't really. And Andrea said this best when I first met her. You don't ever really divorce kids. So I did.
You're preaching to the choir here. I have 2 daughters.
Yeah, I guess
that
that's
are
a good point.
biologically mine, but yeah.
So anyway, her hair looked better than the other ones,
Yeah.
and I only had 6 minutes to do it.
Yeah, they
So
did.
is it a competition or?
No. It was just
I
a show
know
off.
I did better.
All that they were doing from Brent Allen's salon was showing off their capability of doing wedding updos, and that was kind of their specialty. So they had all 4 of their models in their up with wedding gowns, and each gown was themed. So one was a beach girl, like Andrew was saying, one was a princess bride, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Guess which one I had?
Princess Bride.
How'd you know?
Because I love that movie.
Yeah, Kendall had the princess dress, and I'll tell you, look, she is my stepdaughter. I absolutely love her like a daughter, and I'll be goddamned if that crowd didn't applaud for her louder than anybody else that came up there, but they did.
That was for me too.
Yeah, and for you, of course. But
I
when
picked
Kendall
out the dress, did her makeup, did her hair color, did her haircut, did her extensions, and did her updo, and did her fake eyelashes.
That deserves a few bell
Yeah.
rings right there. Good job, Andrea.
when
And her
Andrea,
nails.
I have the video of it too, Tach.
Shellacked them.
When Andrea took the cape off of her,
Yeah.
after doing the updo, Andrea did like a snap with the cape, like pow. She
like a matador.
Yes, it was very
Nice.
matadorish. Yes, 100%.
I
And
think
then
it's matadorish. I think
Kendall stood up, and this dress was as tall as she is, but it was wide. It was gigantic.
It was a ball gown.
It looked awesome, and she
Gotcha.
walked out on stage and did her thing, and the crowd was clapping, and she did her little whatever. She did
do
the
the
model
walk thing?
She did the model wave like
no,
this.
that's not the model. That's the Disney princess wave.
Oh, she did the Disney princess wave. Okay,
Well, it's a princess wave. It's a royalty wave.
Yes.
but she got a big hit.
Do you know why they do the wave like that?
No,
It's because of pictures. When people take tons of pictures, you don't want pictures of the hands like this or like this or like that from the different like waving like that. Otherwise, you get pictures of them doing this weird stuff.
oh okay.
So they do like this, and so all the pictures look like this.
That makes a lot of sense for listeners.
Yes, this is great for podcast.
Good job there, Tach. way to draw a picture for an audience member.
But actually, it's more like this. Hold on, let me adjust my arm a little bit.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
That is it.
Perfect.
Now
That's
he's just
perfect.
not moving.
You have
That
to-
is beautiful.
you have
I
to
would
lift
think you
your
were
leg.
just a princess.
Yeah, but if I lift my leg like this,
Perfect. Pretty princess.
thank you.
Love it.
I do-
Your crinolin's showing.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
So
That's part of it too.
The funniest part, I love Ben. Ben hosted this. It was his gig.
Right.
I love Ben to death. He's a cool guy. He's very talented in what he does. He's got a great, successful salon there in Cocoa Village.
Handsome dude. Just saying.
Unbelievably handsome guy. Yes, he
Just
is.
like
he
a
is
Ken
a
doll.
stud. Yes,
Yeah.
he is a Ken doll. But this was for the Humane Society. What is the Humane Society, Tach?
The Humane Society is a society where, I don't know, something about treating animals well.
Okay, sure. Just right there. Just those 3 words. Treating animals well. I love Ben to death, but my God, he had on a
Animal
jacket that looked
shelter.
like it was made of pure baby alligator. I mean, it was.
Society
It was
is
this.
a shelter. It's a no-kill shelter in Cocoa.
I understand, but it's all about animals, and his jacket was about the most anti-animal thing in that room.
Was he wearing like a mink around?
That was a family